up, guys, and welcome back to the Millennial Mancave. If you're new here, welcome. If it's your first time, my name is Jeff. My co-host, Chef Tom, was in Jamaica. Looks like I'm going to be flying solo today again, unfortunately, guys. But, yeah. So, we got the Colts. Unless, wait, what is that?
I can't let you take the Colts and not have me be here for this. I'm making my return, my first video back. How's it going? How is it, everybody?
5 years. But also, what Chef Tom doesn't know is I've upgraded his virtual person now on our screen.
Nice. Okay, I look forward to this. Okay, nice.
Guys, the chef is in the house. We are doing our first virtual for you. Got a little bit of kink work to get sorted out. Not that type of kinky, you sick fucks. Figure it out. A little bit of kinks to work out with the audio, but we were able to get it done, so we are incredibly excited to get rolling here. Chef Tom, it's been 5 long years. Are you ready to rebuild your Colts?
It's not going to be easy,
Hey,
but I've seen some of the work you've done, and it gives me some hope here.
We got 7 seasons. We'll give it a go. First off, I mean, like we always do, guys, we're in this mix. We got 7 years to get this. But like I was starting off with before I had a quick intro for Chef Tom there, we just want to thank all of our OG viewers for watching. We got our first Super Bowl in our last rebuild with the Las Vegas Raiders. And we're hoping to keep that momentum going here with Chef Tom's return with the Colts. So if you are new here and you love this type of content, make sure you hit subscribe, put the thumbs up. Ring that bell so you know when our fresh content is coming out. We're currently dropping 1 post per week. And, yeah, we appreciate all you all. We're going to get this thing started. Chef Tom, let's review your Colts roster right now. Obviously, some big moves have been made with this team in the offseason, but maybe still some question marks. So let's get started here. We are going to go to adjust lineups, and let's see what we got here. So, starting off with our offense, Chef Tom, big first question. Is Anthony Richardson our guy?
If this was like a 25-year term, like let's face this, is this roster ready to compete today?
Potentially.
Probably not.
Maybe.
Probably not.
We have fringe playoff team.
The fringe playoff team, and it really is off the basis of how weak of a division my Colts are in. You know, Texas, okay, Stroud had a little bit of a setback, but really they are the A1 team. And then I'm not worried about the Titans. They're a bonfire, and I'm not really overly concerned with the Jags either. So, in that regard, that's the only way that we are a fringe competing team. Also, I mean, Houston lost a little bit on their wide receiver front there. Also, between
Stephon Diggs left.
The injuries. Yeah, Diggs left. The injuries that there. Dell's coming back from a big injury season. Anyways, we're not talking Houston. We are talking the Indianapolis Colts.
That we are. And so roster-wise, guy, this is what we're working with season number 1. So we got O-line. I'm saying 3 out of 5 here are looking pretty good, right? We got Raymond at left tackle. He's an 85. Some people might remember him from the Las Vegas Raiders episode. He does well. He grows, right? He's got star dev. Of course, one of the best in the game, Quentin Nelson, superstar. Wouldn't be surprised if he still has a little bit of growth left in him, but if not, 92 overall. Obviously going to be an anchor for us on the O-line. Here's where our pain point is right now. So obviously center and right guard needs a bit of an upgrade.
Yeah,
we got 2
lost.
Regular devs.
We got purged.
You guys got purged, exactly. So Bortolini, Glowinski. I mean, they're not going to do it for us long term, so this is obviously a position of need for us. Smith there at right tackle looks serviceable. Tight end, probably we could use maybe like a true number 1 guy. Mo Ali Cox at 73. We got Jelani Woods, 69. We got Ogletree at 65. All regular dev, not really anything going on there. Normal dev, so, a little bit of a weak spot. We don't have any fullbacks.
I mean, talking like true NFL, I mean, the Colts are scheduled to draft a tight end in the first round this year because of the lack of depth we've had. And it hurts because the tight end was always a well-regarded position I've enjoyed, and the Colts always had the names there, and it's just fallen off in recent years.
And who doesn't think back to the days of Dallas Clark? You know what I mean? Like classic Colts tight end.
Exactly.
Now, keeping that in mind, though, again, there is some tight ends to be drafted this year specifically. Like you said, Colts connected to a guy like Tyler Warren. A lot of opportunity out there for the Colts to bring in some names, so obviously there's potential for us to do the same. Richardson, like we talked about, this is the conversation piece. They brought in Daniel Jones. He's obviously our backup right now. If we're going to run with anybody, to me, it is Richardson, at least for this first season. and then maybe we see how the draft goes. Obviously, we'd like to see some growth out of him. If we can get him up to star dev, there is hope we could get something out of him. If he stays at normal dev, you know, this may be where the conversation kicks in of Colts looking at somebody else. You know, obviously, we got superstar Jonathan Taylor, 87 overall. You know, back up with Khalil Herbert here. I'm a big Khalil Herbert guy.
Oh, that's not bad at all. That was a great little
star dev. Looks pretty good. Wide receiver-wise, you know, one of my personal faves, Mike Pittman Jr., guy's phenomenal. 83, I feels like a little low for him. Big Mike, I feel like, is still a very serviceable receiver for us. Probably a good number 2. But I think it leaves questions for us on who our number 1 guy is. Obviously, you know, we got Downs, who's potentially got some growth. He's star dev, a little bit on the younger side still. We got Alec Pierce as well. He seems to be a deep play threat, right? Star dev, 78. Adonai Mitchell, only at normal dev.
Don't sell short. Don't sell him short. I like the depth of the receiving core that is the Colts. Now, if Madden's going to give them respect or not, that's a different story. But I'm just telling.
I'm pointing right at you right now, Chef Tom, because that is exactly it. This game is not forgiving. The sim is not forgiving. So if these guys don't start growing, a number 1 receiver is something that we're going to have to keep an eye out on, because the depth is there, but who is a true wide receiver 1? So we'll have to look into that. Jelani Woods, not a real fullback. Everybody knows I like looking for my fullbacks later on. You know, maybe we see Patrick Ricard show up after season 1. I do that a lot. CJ Donaldson ends up on this roster usually at some point when I do these rebuilds. So fullback we'll figure out as we get there. Defensive side of the ball, you know, some very glaring holes here, right?
I mean, just look at those little linebackers, man. It's nothing to be proud of right now.
I mean, listen, Zaire Franklin is not bad, right?
No.
Like, Zaire will be okay. But yes, Carly's, McGrone, I don't know who the fuck these guys are. So
one man does not make the team, right?
No, we have some outside linebacker work we need to do. Safety-wise, you know, Bynum, obviously going to be a really serviceable safety for us at strong safety, 82, star dev. Nick Cross is young. He's 76 normal dev. He could probably be a decent starter, but I'm curious to see what free agents might have for us. Maybe we can pull something else from there, but he might not be terrible, so we'll keep that in mind. I think we can both agree the defensive line looks solid. Right? Kwity Paye, Leitu, obviously, you know, right now he's got hidden dev trait. I wouldn't be surprised if he's star dev, you know, which is fine. He'll grow. And then, obviously, DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, 2 solid guys to plug the hole there at the center. Like, those 4 down backs look phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yep.
And then as we look into our corner side,
that is a strength.
It is, as well as corner. I would argue Kenny Moore, you know, Travarius Ward, 89, 88, 87, superstar and star dev look great. Juju Brents is 74, but star dev, so we could see some growth. I'd maybe like to see him move up and play a little bit more. And then Womack, 76, Jones at 75. I mean, we have some playable corners at the very least.
Agreed. I mean, we did splurge on getting Ward this whole season, and I mean, here we go.
And he was connected to Pittsburgh, by the way, so fuck you guys. Anyways, big addition.
Pittsburgh had their chance. They had their chance in our channel already.
It's all right. We got big play Darius Slay now. It's fine. We got our guy. You got your guy. Let's hope for the best for both of us.
Okay. I was going to throw a little bit of heat, but... Okay.
I felt it coming already. And I was like, let me cool this down.
I'll play nice. We're just starting. 5 years. 5 years in the making.
Guys, 5 years. So special teams, just wrapping this one up real quick. We got Sanchez as our punter, Gay as our kicker. Normal dev guys, they're fine. These guys come and go. You get punters and kickers. I ain't so worried about it. So let's get rocking and rolling here. I just popped my headset out, so I'm trying to pop that back in. This is how we're making this work, guys. I got Chef Tom in my ear. You got him coming through the audio. It's a whole thing. It's fun. We got this. All right, Chef Tom.
This is the world today, right? It's all virtual.
Man, so. Everything's virtual. It's digital. We found a way to make this
work. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, the dad years. Am I right? The dad years.
Yeah. The dad era. Yeah, the dad years. I got you.
So, Chef, like I like to usually get started with, I think this team can be a fringe playoff team. So let's take a look at free agency and see if there's anything that makes sense to help us bring in on those one-year deals. So, you know, if we go position by position here, you know, quarterbacks, Richardson's our guy for the first season. I think we need to see what we're working with. Nobody here really stands out.
You don't want to give Wentz a second go at...
You really want to bring him back? You really want to do that again?
Yeah, we'll package him with another first rounder to get him off the team. It's all good.
Sounds great. Halfback-wise, again, we have a superstar. Chubb's 28 already. He goes down. Nothing needed here, in my opinion. Fullback, again, we're okay to let Jelani Woods run it for now. We'll figure out a true fullback at some point. So wide receiver-wise, this is where the questions I feel like come into play, right? You know, do you want to let it run with who we have, or do you see any value into
Truthfully, based
Lockett?
on salary right now, I would rather invest it on the defensive side of the ball or center right guard. Is the only way on the offensive side. That's the only way I want to spend money is on either center or the right guard positions.
Totally
Other than
fair.
that, I'm looking at linebackers.
Okay, so totally fair. So tight end, again, nobody here of note that makes sense for us. If we look at the left tackle side, I mean, Bakhtiari is here. We literally do have potential to maybe move him into like a right guard position. Try and use him for a season. Like, I see some value there. Left guard, I mean, again, we're fine there. You have Quentin Nelson, no big deal. David Andrews is here as well. He actually would be a solid upgrade for us at center.
He would be, yeah.
Okay, so let's look at Andrews. I think we
Bridge
pull
player.
him in. He's got star dev as well, so not too bad. Right guard, yeah. So Turner, Schofield are not going to do it. And then at right tackle, Fant. So I don't know how you feel, but we could prospectively look at Bakhtiari, moving him to right guard.
Does it affect his overall? And how much?
He's a major upgrade, at the very least.
Not sure. For a right guard, I think overall was like a mid
70.
low 70s. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's give our team a shot here. Let's bring in Bakhtiari. It's a 1-year deal. You know, easy peasy, no biggie. So that kind of takes care of the line. Let's look at the defensive side of the ball. Again, I think our defensive line is stacked. I don't think there's any potential for us really to grab.
No, I want Latu out there making a noise. So
yeah, like I'm looking at right ends here. Like nothing here really makes sense.
Smith, I'm actually a big fan of, but it doesn't make sense to invest when you have.
I mean, the potential we do have is I don't know Latu's size. I mean, he obviously does play on the line. You could potentially play him at outside linebacker if he is a little undersized, and we could move him. But I mean, bringing in even a guy like Zadarius Smith, it doesn't really move the needle because he's only going to be around for like a year or two.
Yeah, no, that's just soft gas, right?
So, okay, so at left outside linebacker, we can bring in a small upgrade with Brandon Graham. Again, he's 78. He's a mentor, can help maybe some of the younger linebackers we have. I mean, I could entertain this.
Houston has aged so. Oh my god! Remember when Houston was like a top line outside linebacker? He was with my goal for a bit there.
Oh,
but
God.
Brandon Graham, let's give it a go.
I mean, it's a help.
Better than what's there.
Exactly.
It's better than what's there.
Now, we do have some decent looks here. So, Deion Jones and Nicholas Morrow. So, they're 75s. Right outside linebacker. Oh.
Listen, so then this must have happened prior too, but EJ Speed, former Colts, now with the Houston Texans.
Now with the Texans. So,
I don't know why.
Take him. If he's a Houston Texan, we cannot take him. I think that's only fair to the sim. So, then what I can argue from there is maybe one of these two gentlemen will work out decently. Maybe Nicholas Morrow. He's 29. We might get a couple years out of him. 75. He's a scheme fit, and maybe we could perhaps move him to outside linebacker.
Okay.
So just trying to think outside the box here. So let's bring this in. Let's see where this goes. Which kind of takes care of linebackers for us. Corners, I think we agreed. We're looking pretty solid. Do you see any value in like a 1 year with like a Gilmore or Xavier Howard?
I mean, I enjoyed Gilmore with the Colts. I thought he was decent with us. I'm fine to reunite there. I mean, also, both shades. They're like, I fell in love with Gilmore before he was his first go around with the Bills. So I'm a Gilmore guy.
Gilmore it is.
I'm open for it.
I mean, I see he's a mentor. That works for me. We do have some young guys at corner that maybe he can help out with. So I think that's a good spot for us. Safety. Okay. So free safety. Micah Hyde is available. Again, a little bit on the older side. As a 1 year, though, might not be terrible. And we also have Julian Blackmon, who could maybe reunite with the Colts.
I'm, again, open to this. He is a free agent. No one has signed him. So if you're going to, pay me on the speed and I'm giving speed, I think it's only fair you give me Blackmon.
I'm doing it. Don't give a shit. Let's do it. Blackmon is coming back home. He's going to be a Colt. And I think that basically gives us a decent, well-rounded position here. So let's take a look at what we got. I'll go back to the roster. Let me adjust the lineup. And let's see what we're working with. Okay, so...
Yep, Andrew slots in.
So... Raymond, Nelson, Andrew slots in at center. Who am I missing? There was somebody else that we grabbed. Oh, Smith. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to move Bakhtiari to left guard. So we are going to edit him. Come on, Bakhtiari. We're going to put you in a new position here, bud.
Left guard or right guard?
Sorry, right guard. We're going to put him at right guard,
Okay.
which is going to allow Smith to go back to right tackle. Where did Smith go? Smith, why are you not at right guard? Why is Did I not just put him at right guard? Am I going nuts here? Bakhtiari, I need you to go to where I told you to go. Okay, I definitely set him to right guard. Okay, and Smith, is he not a right tackle? Yes, he is. So why won't Bakhtiari budge off right tackle? Is he that angry? Okay, hold on, let me go out, come back in, see if that helps sort this out. Adjust the lineup.
It's the veteran presence.
Okay, apparently he just he refuses to go to his home. Okay, let me check maybe the depth chart first. I'll see maybe if
put him on the list.
Oh, he just made the list. Yeah, depth chart. Okay, let's give this a shot. Maybe this is what's causing the problem. So we need. Here we go. Right guard. There we go. You, my friend, go here. Okay, because he's at right tackle. Okay, so then where's Smith? Smith, go here.
Take your natural position.
There we go. And now you go here. Beautiful.
And all is happy.
Everybody's happier in the world, do they not?
I mean, I think so.
We'll put Glowinski back at right guard too, which is fine. Right tackle, Gonzalez. Yeah. Beautiful. Bartolini. Okay. I think problem solved. We've gotten that sorted now officially. So let us go back to the depth chart or the adjusted lineups. Let's just make sure this looks nice and clean as expected. Okay, so as a serviceable first year line, that looks a lot better. So we're looking good there. I like how this works out. Okay, defensive side of the ball. So we had a couple moves you were looking to do here also. Okay, so for some reason they moved the line around a little bit. So for some reason,
Latu's now secondary.
Yeah. Okay, so how big is Latu? Can we play him at linebacker? 6'5",
yeah, he's
59. I mean, maybe it's something we could look at the future. Maybe not right away. I think right now we play him in his position. But I do want to know why now
I'm sure in time.
Aye isn't there. Okay, so Morrow, we were going to move out to right outside linebacker. So let's do that right now. So edit. And we're going to shift him over to try and spread out a little bit of love on the linebacker side. Let's do that. Okay. So here we are. Morrow there. Okay, so that looks a little bit better. Serviceable, I'd say, for at least the first year. And then we brought in Blackman, who we can now move out to other safety position. Again, I think arguably just makes sense.
I mean, between free safety and strong safety, really I find them interchangeable. Usually one plays the other and vice versa. So.
There we go. Okay, so it adds some star devs across our starters, which is exactly what we're looking for. Gilmore going up into the spot. I like that. Okay, so Womack at 4, Jones at 5. I think that makes us a little bit better well-rounded. And then, okay, so Paye, is he a right end naturally? Okay, so then we will edit him to be left end and get him on the other side officially. Go. And hopefully that'll have him shift on over. Beautiful.
Oh, okay. When Madden actually does work for you.
Finally, yeah, you would think, eh? Okay, so I think this makes our defense look a little bit better.
I mean, it's not great, but it's better than it was, for sure.
Exactly. So we've brought in the free agents. We've assessed the situation. I don't know about you, Chef Tom, but I think I'm ready to see what this team is made of. So let's advance to the regular season. We will get all of our stuff set up for things we're going to keep an eye out on, set up our scouts, and then get prepared here for our first half of season number 1 sim. So I think we have a couple areas of need for sure. Okay, so we went up from 81s across the board to an 83 with 84 offense and 83 defense. That's already a big upgrade from where we started.
Yeah, it's 2 points. Like I said, look at we're challenging the Texans too. I'm telling you, he's going to be the team to beat in our division. So
question number 1. What do you feel like is a season goal for this team in our first year? 4 wins, 7 wins, playoffs?
I think 8 wins is obtainable.
7 wins it is. Apparently now you can only pick 4, 7, playoffs, or Super Bowl. So draft class, we will import the local file. We know exactly what's going to be coming in here. So we're going to go to 2025. We'll get these players in. There we go. There's this year's draft class as expected. And I think ultimately here, we do need to focus on the scouts. So, if we think of positions of need, I think this year, like, we have a pretty good handle on what quarterbacks are coming through this year. So I don't think we really need to waste scouting on it per se. But if I'm looking at areas of need, like, to me, defensive end, like, I think we're going to be okay right now. We obviously have Latu, and we also have Paye. So, I think we do need to change some of these. I'm okay with tight end. I think that's definitely a position of need for us. Offensive tackle, again, I think we can make that work. Corner, I don't necessarily know that we need. I think we can potentially make this into something else. Outside linebacker, and this as well, does make sense.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we can fire Daniel Soto. And then I feel like the defensive end one, I'd be okay with maybe moving this to interior offensive line and potentially something else as a secondary. Does that also work?
Makes sense to me.
Okay, so then...
Again, we already invested in Latu. So,
dude, he's going to be phenomenal. I think he's going to do really well for us in the sim. So, okay, if we look at positions of need right off the hop, so I think number 1 for us is going to be interior offensive line. Do we want to spend the 3-point or the 1-point? I think we have to probably focus on what makes sense as the secondary category. So interior offensive line. There is one with outside linebacker. Maybe that one?
Kind of like doubling down. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Because, it is a position of need, right? It's something that we really badly need to get upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that as the 1-star, and then we do have a 3-star tier. So where do we want to use this as a priority? So there is wide receiver tight end.
I was going to say, do you want to try to go for a reach here and grab that wide receiver 1 that you're looking at?
So that option is there. There's also tight end middle linebacker.
Could be another step up on Franklin. I don't know what Franklin's contract is like.
You think that one probably makes sense for us?
Prospectively,
I think I'd be honestly okay with tight end middle linebacker or wide receiver tight end.
Yeah, there's a wide receiver, Johnny Rose, solid name too.
So you're thinking wide receiver?
Yeah. I'm going to say wide receiver. Maybe we can get lucky. I know the wide receiver class outside Hunter is, I don't have much on, but there you go.
Yeah, there's definitely some names. So we know probably the big guys off the hop. So let's drop them in the southeast. And then we'll pop this in. Oh. Okay, so our scouts are rolling. We got that taken care of. Tom is moving around, all happy, ready to go. All right, Chef. Are we good to go to the halfway point of season number 1?
Bring it. See what this thing does.
Mid-season, off we go. Okay, so Chef, now that I got somebody here to talk with as we're doing this, what do you think is an achievable goal, or what would your expectations be for first season here? Halfway through.
I think you at least got to take one of the matchups. Within the first 6 games, you play, 3 within your own division? 3 and 4. Okay. See? I'm okay with this.
So
I'm okay with a 3 and 4 record.
Not too shabby. If you're looking at Houston, they're only 4 and 3.
Mm-hmm. They did grow, though. They were 84. Now they are 85 across the board. So,
okay, so stats-wise, if we're taking a look at where we're at, so offensive points per game, we're at 11th in the league, 10th for pass yards.
Not bad.
Yeah, 19 for rush. Defensive side of the ball, looks like we're struggling with overall points.
Yeah, we knew that was the case.
Rush yards a bit, but we're not awful. We're not awful. And we are second in the division, only 1 game back of Houston.
Exactly what I kind of figured we would do.
So not terrible. Let's do the Chef Tom. We're going to go check out the stats because this obviously is incredibly important for us. So
Okay, Richardson, what do you got? Okay, so
I mean,
not bad. 5 interceptions. I expected way worse for the fucking. This is a tough bullet in 7 games.
13 sacks, a little high, but the sim is a little aggressive with sacks. I know that for sure. I can tell you that with 100% accuracy. Rushing, we got Taylor at 450, 5 touchdowns. Richardson adds in 121 for 3 tutties. Not too bad. Receiving.
No fumbles, which I appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my point. Now this
427, 4 tutties. Pierce 408 for 3. Mo Ali Cox 398.
Okay, get some love to the tight end. Okay.
Taylor, a little bit of love there as well from the backfield. 3 touchdowns. So we're spreading the ball well by the looks of it. Defensively, who's leading the charge? So Zaire and Blackman are tied with tackles at 40. TFL's Buckner's leading the way with 8. Who's leading in sacks? Wow, free agent Nicholas.
Wow, the move out to the fucking right outside apparently is the big help. Okay.
I like that. INTs at a boy. Blackman got 3. Zaire, Benny, your boy Gilmore's got 1.
Please, if there's anyone here in management that are watching this that play for the Colts, please bring back Julian. Please.
And we got Polar Bear Steve's always happy forced fumble. We have to have at least one to make Polar Bear Steve happy. And it was your boy Stephon Gilmore. All right, so I mean, I look at this and I honestly think, okay, this to me is a positive in season 1. I'm pretty happy about what I'm seeing so far. You know, we're right in the mix to potentially stay part of the division, potentially make the playoffs. Let's take a look at our contracts. Let's see what's coming up here. So Blackman, okay, so with how well he's playing, I am okay to sign him. This is a deal I am willing to make.
He's young, 26, man.
Yeah, looks like we might be in a bit of cap hell, though. We only have 30 mil remaining if we get this deal. So he has a ton of interest in staying. I'd be curious if he's willing to play ball a little bit on cost. Does this work for him? Beautiful. Okay. Blackman stays. Back to Yari. I mean, he's going to fall off a cliff. That's not money we want to spend. Yeah. Stephon Gilmore, same thing. Doolittle can walk. Ronnie Harrison Jr. can walk. Tyler Goodson.
Yeah, these are all pieces that we can replace.
Yeah, these are all whatever. Mo Ali Cox, Pinter, Ellinger, Graham. Okay. So if you're good, I'm good to not sign anybody here. Ultimately, I don't really think... Are you thinking like we need to make any trades right away, or are you okay to sim it through the rest of the year and see where we're at?
I really think it's a thin season in its entirety. See where Richardson ends up. I think that will be the key to... I mean, our offense has been great, so I don't want to tweak the offense. It's the defense that we have to work on, but I think that can come in the offseason with, the draft, with free agents. Like, our offense is puttering. Like, that's great.
So
I can't say much more here. I think we power through. Like I said, the division allows us to do this as well.
So, after a 4-3 start and seeing some of the moves that we've made here, the team has obviously done quite well. Where do you think this is going? Are we playoff bound?
I definitely think we will hit our 7 wins. That's goals without being said. So we will hit our goal, our season goal, which is great. Playoffs, like I said, as we took on this team this year, or this episode, it's a very fringe-based team. So let's see where we end up here.
We are the fringe, 8-9.
Yeah, that's exactly what I remember. I said, can we get 8 wins? That's exactly what I said. 8 wins is exactly what I expected. And I'm not surprised.
And I mean, there's our team stats.
I'm not surprised.
Offensive points per game, we dropped off a little bit to 20th. Offensive pass yards, we're at 15. Rush yards at 14.
And yet defensive, we went up. What? How does that make sense?
Yeah, wow. Look at that, man. Houston finished at 9.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I said we would be right on the cusp. Exactly what I figured. Wow. And the thing is, like, you look at the other team that claimed out the AFC. It's the Chargers.
Denver made it at 8-9. That is crazy. Okay, so let's do the playoff bracket. Wait, sorry. Denver
Bills and Eagles. That's funny.
That's right. Sorry, only the first team gets the bye, and then there's other teams playing 1 through 7. So what were the Chargers officially?
I believe they were the 7.
The Chargers.
They were 9 and 8.
9. Okay, so there you go. So we were literally 1 win off being in the discussion, basically.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see how these boys finished off the season. I'm expecting to hopefully see some well-rounded numbers. Okay, so Richardson almost 4,000
Richardson got a little bit. Oh my God.
definitely some more picks than expected, but 31 touchdowns. His rating dropped a little bit, and then 37 sacks. But this is the sim. Like, no matter how good of an O-line you build, your quarterback's getting destroyed.
Poor guy. No wonder why. Okay.
Hey, Jonathan Taylor, 1,210 yards, 10 tutties.
Yards? That's healthy. That's healthy.
4. Love to see that. Receiving wise, oh wow. So we didn't officially have an 1,000-yard, but we did have a couple 900s. So Downs with 10 touchdowns. Pierce with 6 for 904. Ali Cox, almost 900 yards and 4 touchdowns. Big Mike, 539 and 5 tutties. Jonathan Taylor,
feel like Mike is really being put on the back burner here. I've even noticed this like real life Colts. They're really putting Mike on the back burner, not giving him the full opportunity to be the like wide receiver one he can be.
That's agreed. I mean, we can move things around. We can maybe move him to the slot, see if he can get some more feeds from there. That always seems to be pretty solid in the sim. Defensively, though, Zaire Franklin led the team in tackles. TFLs looks like Buckner with 12. Morrow and Stewart with 8 each, which is pretty solid. Sacks.
9.5 sacks, Buckner?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Latu with 7 in his rookie season. You'll love
That's
to see
big.
that.
That's big.
5.5 for Morrow as well, and Stewart. So not too bad. Pick-wise, Blackman led the way with 4. Bynum and Moore had 3 each. Franklin had 2.
I'm pretty sure.
2.
You know, that's the defense rating went up, but I'm pretty sure Blackman only had 3. So from the time it was halfway to the end of the season, he only gained 1 more. So
yeah, and then now we had 4 forced fumbles. So Polar Bear Steve is a very happy man watching this right now. So season number 1, ultimately, I feel like is a good look for us. I feel like there's definitely probably some wins, some stuff looking in the right direction. I mean, we could probably take a look to see if anybody had any growth from over the season.
It's not a lost season at all. I think even though it's an 8-9 record, definitely. Oh, look at Richardson. He's up to 81.
Yeah, so he went up. That's a big up for us. Taylor is almost pushing at 90. Okay, so it looks like, did we have some injuries? Yeah, we must have injuries because I'm not seeing Nelson at all.
Oh, yeah.
We probably lost Nelson to injury, which is obviously terrible, considering we have a 67 who has taken his place. Looks like not really any other major growth there.
Listen, Pinter tried, okay? That's all you can.
Yeah, he gave it a go. It's fine. Blackman's up to 83. Bynum's up to 84. Ward holding strong at... Or sorry, I guess Kenny Moore went up to 89. Ward went up to 88. Latu, obviously...
Latu went up to...
Yeah. 80. Yeah, right. 80 went up 3 points. He's star dev, so he'll have some growth to him, which is nice. Ultimately, I mean, again, I think not bad for first season.
Yep. I mean, the pieces that we brought in on 1-year terms, they're stopgaps, right? Let's call it straight here. So
yes, yeah.
Outside Blackman.
So 84 overall, 85 offense, 84 defense is where we finished. So let's do our sim. Let's take it here to the Super Bowl. Let's see who ends up winning this bad boy and who's going to be leading the way. Always good to see a Patrick Mahomes MVP. The Chiefs, the Ravens, a lot of the Eagles always end up making it. Oh, there, surprise, Bills and Eagles.
Player of the year. Come on, Bills. Bills. One time for the one time. One time for the one time.
So here we go. Chargers took out the Bengals. Ravens did make the finals. 49ers ended up making the finals on the other side. So Eagles at the 1 seed. And so the 2 number 1 seeds made the finals for the first year here.
And don't see that.
So Buffalo versus the Eagles. Let's see. Who do you got? Chef Dom in the final here. Who's winning?
I want the Bills. I really want Allen to get his ring.
You want Joshy, eh?
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to be the Eagles, man. They usually do really well early on in the sim. And it's it's a Bills win, 31-25. For some reason, it always shows that backwards. There it is. Josh Allen, MVP. Bills win. We got Allen, MVP of the season. Sean McDermott won Coach of the Year. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year. Chris Jones won Defensive Player of the Year. Vlad McConkey, who always wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm pretty sure every time I've done a rebuild. So somebody comment below. Let me know if that's legit, but I'm pretty sure it is. And then Edgerrin Cooper, middle linebacker for the Packers, won defensive, who I'm pretty sure is almost won every time as well. So a lot of consistent themes you see around here when you get this sim going.
Well, it's Madden. Madden do Madden things. What do you want?
Yeah, can't complain. I can't wait for baseball when that comes around. That'll be pretty fun. Okay, so 47.4 million we have in cap. I'm curious to see if we do have any retirees coming on.
Oh, Chase.
So,
Von Miller.
Colts. Nobody. Okay, so no retirees, which is pretty interesting. I thought maybe we might have 1 or 2. So, Chef Tom, let's head on over into the next re-sign phase. I don't believe there was anybody in particular we needed to
No,
focus
there
on,
was no one of need.
but let's do just a quick
They were all
review.
just top cap.
Yeah, so back to Yari, he's falling off. Gilmore, Harrison, safety, but he's 28. He's only 72. Yeah, nothing here. Everybody's really, really falling off. And some people had great seasons as well, which is surprising, like Mo Ali Cox, but at 31. I mean, we have 62 million in cap. Let's spend it wisely. Those are probably not the places that we want to spend it. So if you are a good Chef Tom, let's head forward to free agency and see what free agency number 1 looks like.
Onwards we go. This is where I think it's going to make that difference now.
Now, depending on what's available. So that we're going to have to figure out. Okay. So it's a little bit of a light free agency here. You know,
Surprisingly, yes.
Right tackle,
Overall.
Brown. Not a lot of people are interested in coming to play for us as well. So Ricard is kicking around. We don't have legit fullback, but I'm sure, you know, Jelani did a great job when he had him there. I mean, there's a lot of age. A lot of age here. Okay, hold on. Now, like a Jonathan Cooper could be an interesting addition for us. He's 27. He's 81. 8.96 million isn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some potential for us to maybe do something there. Gilliam, fullback. Again, we might be able to catch him after the fact. So who more? Akers. Okay, so Jeff Tom, let's go by position. So quarterbacks, we have our guy, right? We're going to run with Richardson again. We'll see if there's any
the guy I think proved worth. I mean, we are missing a third string if you want to bring in Dobbs, just to have Dobbs.
So I don't spend the money. I always grab guys in free agency on those one-year deals, and I cycle through them like my mutants.
Okay. So Kamara's only an 80 here. My God.
Yeah, so I guess he fell off. Now, we can use a backup running back. But again, ultimately, do we want to spend the value, considering that Taylor literally is the number 1 guy? Or do we want...
I'll give you A1, AB. A1, like A1 and A2.
Because, I mean, there is some potentials here, right? So we have scheme fits with Herbert and Akers if we want to spend a little bit to bring somebody in. Nobody is in on Akers right now. We might be able to get him for slightly cheaper.
I mean, okay. I've never been an Akers guy, but for argument's sake, and yeah, because there is the need of it, might as well, then yes.
Okay, so let's see if we can maybe
I just find him very undersized.
Yeah, so Taylor moved up to a 90. That is great news, as we learned from, I believe it was Jack the Lad. Left a comment on one of our most recent videos. Apparently, it is absolutely critical to have at least a halfback who's 90 for sim for that to be good. So also, shout out to Jack the Lad for the comments and watching that last, I believe it was the Cleveland Browns video. You absolutely killed it with your updates through your watch, so much appreciated. Guys, feel free to jump in like Jack. We love the comments. So shout out to Jack. Akers, yeah, you know, he has some interest. Nobody's sending him offers, so maybe we can try and get him on the lower side. Something like this.
Yeah, we'll get him in his 16 and like 4 years into the league. It's all good.
Okay, so nobody else is offering. I think we're looking good there. Wide receiver side.
Wide receiver 1, yeah.
I mean,
doesn't really make sense.
It's slim pickings, right? Like, I don't want to spend 12 million on Juwan. It just doesn't make sense for us.
No.
Do we still have receivers, though? Yeah, so Mike's 84, 83 with Downs, Pierce at 79. There's no upgrade.
Yeah, so Downs went up. No.
Who, sorry?
Downs went up. He started the season at, like, I'm pretty sure high 70 or low 80. So
he did.
Finished 83?
83, yeah. And Big Mike's at 84.
Like, Moore is not bad, and I love that he's, like, 92 speed. But I don't want to stunt... Yeah, I like him more. I don't want to stunt...
10 million, though, man. That's the big conversation piece for me, is the money on that one. I'd end? Okay, we have a 34-year-old Zach Ertz, who's almost identical to Ali Cox. So I don't really know that there's anybody here that makes sense for him. I mean, Jelani's only a 70, so I guess prospectively we should bring in a body. We could go maybe Austin Hooper. He's a year younger. And looks like no offers, so we might be able to get him for slightly cheaper. Or we go slightly younger than that. We bring in Tremble. He's a scheme fit, but he's only 70 as well, which is right around where Jelani Woods is.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure, and this is why the real-time Colts are looking at the tight ends in the first couple rounds here. So
I'm thinking maybe let's see if we can get him. We'll get the younger guy, scheme fit. If nobody has interest, maybe we can get him to something slightly less. We'll have 270s at tight end. We could take a look in the draft if it makes sense for where we're at. So we can offer something for Tremble. The left tackle, we're still okay. Left guard. I mean, okay, Quentin Nelson is back. He is 29, so we should expect Nelson to start dropping off in the next season or two. But ultimately here, like, we don't need a left guard. Center, however, this is where stuff gets a little spicy. So Andrew is back there, but it's 74. So, I mean, can we get better? Yeah, maybe like we can pull an Isaiah Wynn and try and move him to center, but he's only 76. A tackle, yeah, like Smith is on the older side. Right guard, Bakhtiari's back again, which is hilarious. But ultimately, he still is the best available. Now, okay, so there is a couple guys here in Trent Brown and Havenstein. Problem being that they're both 20 and 16 million. So that is a little spicy, contract-wise. Because cap room, we're not exactly booming with cap.
No, it was like, well, right now we have 53. But I mean, can't commit 30% of that to one guy. That's ridiculous.
So
regardless.
Bortolini's a 71 still. Obviously no Gropes, considering we started Andrews. And then, yeah, we're even worse at right guard. So do we entertain trying to get Bakhtiari back for a single season again? I mean, he's going to fall off a cliff even worse.
I know. I guess just on a one-season stopgap again, and hope maybe the draft, gets us blessed. But, God.
Okay, so we're going to have to pay him a little bit to be in the conversation. Does that put us up there? Okay, so it's us and the Steelers, funny enough. Okay, let's try and get this locked in, because I think this one's going to be important. That do it? Okay, I don't want to overpay him. That's already quite a bit for him, so maybe let's have that conversation, see if he has any interest there.
I mean, if we got to pull a trade, we got to pull a trade. Is ultimately what's happening here.
Something to keep in mind as well. Yeah, so Kwity Paye obviously still doing his thing. I don't think we need any ends. Defensive tackle, I'm pretty sure we have both of our guys. Yeah, so Buckner just fell off a cliff. He was, I think, 88 overall? He dropped to 85 in his 31 year. And Grover Stewart's at 83. So they'll still be serviceable for another year, maybe two. But, D-tackle for backups might be something we might want to consider at some point. Just given where the situation is right now. Well, let's keep that in mind. Right end again, I think we should be perfectly fine. Leitu, yeah, at 80. Hopefully he'll just keep growing. Linebacker, obviously our biggest position of need. So if we're looking at middle linebacker, there's not a ton here. Zaire is still at 80, so very serviceable. Okay, so I'm still feeling like Cooper might make sense to us for the immediate upgrade. Yeah, over David, whatever that guy's name is. I think we have to play ball here a bit. So if this makes sense for you as well, I'd say let's put the offer in to get the Ooh, we're battling the Titans, the Seahawks, and the Raiders.
Oof.
Yeah, so this is where we need to play ball a bit and see if we can get this locked in. Because yes, he's normal dev, but he is 81 and he's 27, so we may still see a couple decent seasons out of him. If we did something like this, does that do it?
First Lord.
I mean, ultimately, it all ends up balancing out. How strongly do we feel like we need to lock this in? I mean, I think it's going to be incredibly important for us if we're going to find any success. Okay.
I mean, his age is what's going to really help, right? I mean, we're going to have him in for 3 years.
Okay, I can't go more than that. I don't know how you feel, Chef Tom. Does that sound about right for you?
Yeah. I mean, I can entertain Bush even. I know it's not ideal, but he seems fit.
You want to bring a former Steeler
over? Yeah, I was going to say former Steeler.
I mean, prospectively, we do still need left outside linebacker as well. So, I mean, that could be a potential move for us. Now, there's Baron Browning who has star dev, and he's only 26. He does have 13 offers, though, which is a little spicy. Whereas I think nobody was looking at Bush. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Yeah. But, I mean, he still could be serviceable in the sim, right? 27, 77.
Why you got throw shit at your former guy? You guys moved up to get him, too.
Yeah, you got to remind me for that? Thanks, man.
I mean, listen. Is this not what we do? Is this not what MMC is?
Oh, of course. If we're not out poking fun and having fun, what's it all about anyways?
Exactly.
Okay, so we have to sim ahead. We made our 5 offers for the first part of this. So let's advance the week and see where this takes us. I'm hoping, again, we can get at least 2 or 3 guys off the bat here. Okay, so 61 million in cap means we probably landed none.
None.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. My signings, yeah, nobody. So we are still in on Akers. Bush, we fell under. Tommy Tremble, we fell under. Okay. I think Bush is going to be an important one. We definitely need the linebacker help, so this hurts me to pay this man money, but we need to be in the conversation at the very least. Okay, so we lead the way for Bush. Akers, then, are you okay to walk off of him? And maybe just pick up
Yeah,
somebody else for agency?
I'm not a big Akers guy.
Okay, so let's redraw that. Tommy Tremble, we're still leading the way. So ultimately, we didn't get anybody for... I think Bakhtiari's gone. Okay, so Bakhtiari chose to go another way. Do we maybe look at Isaiah Wynn? Again, he would be an upgrade on what we got right now.
You have to shuffle him over.
76, so put him at right guard. I mean, I don't think we have much of an option.
All we gotta do is yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's do maybe 4.5, 4.5. Does that put us in the conversation? Okay, we're up there.
In the conversation.
Again, not gonna crazy overpay, but we can do something like that. Hopefully, we can get somebody out of the draft. Well, but again, 16 million, 9 offers. That's a battle we probably don't want to fight. Okay, but we did still need some linebacker potential. So, I mean, we could maybe do a 1 year with like a Preston Smith. I mean, he's 32. It's literally going to be a 1 year and a 1 year only.
Yeah, I mean, there's no teams interested, so there's that.
Or there's also Hendricks that we can move to outside linebacker.
Singleton either.
So Singleton, yeah, I mean, 31. I think I did have him in one of my franchises, actually, that I did. 31, he is a little bit younger, so you might get a little bit more out of him. But he doesn't have the speed to play outside linebacker, though.
Yes, yeah.
Because I'm just looking, so, yeah, Morrow did well for us. I mean, I don't think we can't eventually push off bringing him back.
I mean, definitely,
you know what, though?
Again,
Smith is slower, though. So actually, I think Singleton might be the better decision. Might be onto something there. Are you cool to maybe transition him to outside linebacker?
Yeah, I mean, again, I do like the numbers where I see them right now.
Okay, so let's go 1 year, 4.5. Let's see if he's interested to sign. I don't think anybody else is on him, so hopefully this comes of E. So that hopefully should land the linebackers. Corners, I mean, again, yeah, the growth we saw from Womack, I don't really see a need here to have to go out and shop. You feel pretty well in luck with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Gilmore fell off a cliff.
Well, expected. He was also playing, what, our 4?
Yeah,
so
3 spot, actually. He's in the 3 spot. So free safety, yeah, Blackman, Cross, I think they have a set. There's no need here. Strong safety, we could still be okay. Yeah, we still got Bynum. And then do we still have a kicker and a punter? Yeah, Matt Gay and Sanchez are still locked up. So we are fine. So, okay, I think, Chef Tom, we should be okay. Is there any other position you think we need to grab at, or should we be okay to move forward to the week?
I mean, there's nothing really to be had. It was the centers and tight ends that's really fucking hurting right now, but if there's nothing there, there's nothing there.
Yeah, that's where the 8-9 finish might hurt us a little bit for the draft, because I don't know what's going to be available for us at our position.
How true that is.
Okay, so we got Bush, we got Wynn, we got Singleton. Tremble is still there as well. So essentially, we got what we were looking for. That is 3 of 4. So let's advance again, and that's going to take us to draft week. So, okay, so
I'm curious to see where we land in the draft. I think we're going to be in the mid-teens.
There we go. Tremble is there. So we got all 4 guys. So I think we should be okay. I'm hoping we're at least top 12.
I don't think so.
That would be nice. I mean, ultimately, at that point, I think we can
be that
get
fortunate.
Something that we're looking for. But here we go, Chef Tom. It is time to get the NFL draft started. Yeah, because I like how they show us all the time. Wouldn't it be great to get a Bijan Robinson? Doesn't work that way, though. Okay, so we're top 15. So we have the 15th pick. I mean, again, I don't think we're going to be trading around here to move up on the draft. I feel like we should be able to get something serviceable at 15. What are your thoughts?
I mean, for what we are looking for, I mean, who really needs a tight end? That's really what it comes down to. Because there's some nice tight ends coming up in this draft class this year.
Oh, yeah. So where we're at right here, I mean, there's a potential that Colston Loveland could drop to us. I know from previous franchises, he is going to be pretty solid.
that is who is keyed up in all the draft boards you see right now that the Colts are eyeing as well.
So good news also we can add in is that there is potential to get some actually really good players here where we're at. So we have Loveland, you have a D tackle in Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham. There is some great receivers here as well. Right outside linebacker and Jalen Walker. So arguably, we do have some pretty good guys we can pull at our position. So I think, are we okay to head forward as it is?
Yes, sir. Like I said, I'm kind of really looking forward to Loveland.
Okay, so then let's see what we're working with here. We will skip ahead in the draft. Hopefully he's still kicking. Yep. All right, Chef Tom. Let's pull out.
Carter slipped to 7. You kidding me?
Wow, Ashton Gianti still kicking around. We got
man.
Left tackle, Kelvin Banks Jr. still kicking around. Pretty solid there as well. Wow, there's some great players still here, Chef. Oh my. Kenneth Grant as well as D tackle. Also really solid in a position of need for us, given that we are aging.
Yeah, Buckner. And Stewart.
Do like Grant. What I'm seeing from him looks pretty good. Potentially attached to the Steelers. Mason Graham as well, as his number is a little bit better. Okay, so one was basically better at finesse, one was better at power, but ultimately they're both getting the job done. Yeah, there's some great numbers there.
I know it's not a sexy pick. But just look at Loveland.
Oh no, Loveland's a stud. He's an absolute lock. Yeah, he is like your prototypical phenomenal catching tight end.
Yeah. So, I mean, just...
So my question is, do we look to go aggressive and knowing that we have a shot here at landing Loveland and maybe a really good defensive tackle?
We trade back in?
We try and trade back in a second time.
I mean, I love double dipping. You know me.
Okay,
it really comes down to what point of area do we trade like Stewart or Buckner and try to get back in and find the replacement?
I mean, it poses the question. So do we feel
that's the only way we could?
Yeah, Loveland's our guy. Are we confirmed on that?
Agreed.
Okay. So with the first pick of the Colts franchise, we're going to take tight end Colston Loveland, but we know it's going to be an absolute beauty for us. Definitely a happy pick. Yeah, we got him at 15. He was ranked 16. Got the hidden dev trait. He's going to be a stud. This is a win for us. We needed a tight end. This answers that question immediately. So what I'm looking at here is, do we go to Carolina, Pittsburgh? Oh, maybe, I don't even know really where we would have to go. Because technically those guys are a little further down.
I'm just thinking about roster makeup. And I feel like it's either going to be Carolina, because they would have a need for defensive tackle.
So would Pittsburgh. So it almost feels like we kind of have to entertain one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to maybe give it a pause here, Chef, and see if we can figure out a trade?
I think it makes sense.
All right, guys, we're going to pause it right here. We'll catch you guys maybe back in the first round. Stay tuned. All right, guys, the Chef and I didn't take long with this one. We got ourselves back in the first round. We got the next pick from Carolina. We're moving out with the age to Forrest Buckner, who also had a pretty high cap hit. We're moving out our second round pick from this year and our second round from next year for pick number 16. And with that, your boys are back picking again. Now, Chef Tom, this is where I feel like we do have the not sexy pick to make, like you called it out. And I think that's a perfect way to nail it, because this isn't a sexy pick. However, it is, how would you call it? A necessary evil.
Well, again, it hurts to see Buckner go. He's been phenomenal since he got from 49ers, but time gets the best of everyone, and now it's just an embarrassment of riches of who we want to take.
So from based on the numbers, now I know Kenneth Grant is solid, very, very solid player. However, it looks like numbers-wise in this draft class, he looks to be the weakest out of the three. It also looks like Graham and or Nolan seem to have phenomenal numbers. Now, I know from previous sims, I do see Nolan winning a lot of defensive player of the years. And his numbers do look pretty stellar. So, as much as I love Grant because he's also connected to the Steelers, I feel like Graham or Nolan are the choice. So, what are your thoughts?
I mean, if you're going to pull from previous knowledge, then you have to go with Nolan. If you're going to say that on a consistent basis, you see him popping up. I mean, who are we? Yeah, who are we to deny it?
Okay.
Again, Madden doing Madden things.
So we're going to take 6'4", 291-pound from Ole Miss, defensive tackle, Walter Nolan. Not sexy, but going to be oh so sexy with beefing up that line.
Well, again, this is a pick that pays dividends down the road, right? So instead of Buckner falling off the cliff, we already have a replacement on the ready.
That's 2 dev traits, baby. That's 2 dev traits back to back.
Yeah. Those are 2 big pieces. They're going to help us out.
Okay, taking us to the 3rd round. Let's see what's kicking here that might make sense for us. Now, we do know, obviously, our O-line is struggling. So there likely is some need there. Okay. So there is some decent players still kicking around here. I'm trying to remember. Logan Parr. Do you have a dev trait? I think he was okay, but a name I do see that I do remember with Polar Bear Steve is Sonny Styles. So I'm pretty sure Styles does have a dev trait. He is an outside linebacker, another position of need for us.
Right.
And he is a coverage linebacker. What are you looking at? Are you giving me... Is that the draft Sonny? You want Bowman? We're going Sonny. Sonny Styles, baby. Let's do it. 6'4" Ohio State man.
Just, again, based out of necessity of needs.
Hidden dev trait. Things get a little easier when you start to know the draft classes, I will say.
I can imagine how this is going to pay dividends as we continue down this road.
Definitely hoping so. All right, guys. Chef Tom and I are going to wrap up the rest of this draft. We will catch you at the recap. All right, guys. The draft has come and gone. We are all wrapped up here. Let's see how this looks. So as you guys know, we double dipped in that first round again. Holston Loveland brought in, we know he got a hidden dev trait, 76 out of the draft. He's going to start as our number 1 tight end. We brought in Walter Nolan from Ole Miss, 75 out of the draft. Hidden dev trait, going to be a starter right away. Sonny Styles, he's a 68, but we do know, I believe he has hidden dev trait as well. So someone we might be able to get starting as well. Scadaboo we brought in, he's a 70 out of the draft. He'll be a decent backup for us at halfback. We drafted a right guard, Cornelius, 68. We have Francisco Magoa from Miami at 65, and then corner Godric Lewis at 67. So ultimately, Chef Tom, we did pull some positions of need in this draft.
It kind of was the MO for the draft this time around, yes.
So with that, we got 21 million in cap left over. Let us advance the week to the preseason, and let's see what we're working with. We'll probably have to fill out a couple roster spots from free agency like I normally do. However, we are 83 overall, 85 offense, 81 defense. Let's take a look.
Well, I guess the defense did, take a drop with Buckner moving on now. That was 10 points.
With getting younger.
Yes.
So there's Loveland.
Building for the future.
Looking pretty good. Wynn stepping in at the right guard position. So, Bortolini's at 72. Arguably, he may have to start. We can see what's at free agency and kind of decide from there.
I'm not expecting much.
Yeah, wide receiver-wise, again, unless there's somebody that kind of really steps up off the table, doesn't make a ton of sense. We definitely still have to... Actually, we do still have Daniel Jones. We don't necessarily have to get a backup, and we also still have Scadaboo stepping in as well. So we don't really need to get a halfback. So fullback potentially. I think everything else from here outside of a center, we look to be okay. Defensive side of the ball. Okay, so I'm thinking, Nolan's going to start. Leitu, Womack went up. Jones went up. Brents went up. So we saw some pretty good growth from a few of our guys here. I'm thinking, Carly's, instead of starting him, let's get Sonny Styles starting. See if we can build up that depth trait. So maybe we'll move him to right outside linebacker.
Again, if it's something that can be done and that he will take to, and hopefully, again, as you say, develop. That's how these kids grow, right? You gotta get him on the field.
He needs his touches. That's what we need for this man. So I moved him to right, and then Devin Bush decided he was going right. So Sonny, you're gonna start at the left side now. Okay. Always fun. Yeah, I think that's really it, Chef Tom. There wasn't really much else to do. I guess we could take a look at free agency again, just for argument's sake.
Yeah, if we get lucky, maybe a center got cut or something.
Right, exactly. You never really know what might be kicking
maybe
there. So Yeah, nothing of note.
Not holding my breath at this point.
No, there's nothing really here that I feel like we need to do. I'd rather just play out what we got. So maybe let's sim to the start of the season. We will see if anything else potentially comes up. Like you said, maybe roster cuts that goes to free agency. But otherwise, I think we've seen our year 2 starter here for the Colts. And the growth is looking mighty fine. If we can get Anthony Richardson to at least star dev, I think that we might actually have something with him at quarterback.
Okay, so 82. So we regret 2 points from the point of last year's start.
So what are you thinking of where we're at now? Is it a make the playoff style team, or are you thinking 7 wins again?
Still thinking it's 7 wins. And I'm going to go on record and say I think it'll be a stretch if we hit 7 wins on the roster that I see right now.
Wow, okay. I mean, I thought we have some growth. Yeah, we did get a little bit younger, but ultimately I think there's still some good pieces here.
Oh, no, there's pieces. I think it's a team that needs time pieces. That's where my 2 cents on the matter is going to go right now.
So then let me ask you the hard question then. Scouting-wise, where do you think now becomes of need? Do you think we need to change anything here?
Well, I mean, I think tight end and quarterback, I mean, there's no sense in having Glenn Doyle part of the team, part of the draft team.
So then we will move on from Glenn. Let's fire him. I think outside linebacker still needs to be addressed. Tackle, wide receiver, all of these are definitely still of need. So what do you think for another 1 tier you think we need to focus on?
I really think we need to give it to the defensive side of the ball. Now, whether that is corners or outside linebackers, I think is a huge one. Outside linebacker, like Steven Bishop, is that?
Steven Bishop?
Doisy Bishop.
Daisy Bishop. Outside linebacker, middle linebacker?
Yeah.
All right.
That, I think, is where really we got to invest.
I think I've had Daisy before, and she's done me well. So let's get Daisy. Let's set her to her zone. I believe is going to be there we go. All right, Chef Tom, our scouts are ready to go. Let's take our quick look again just at agents. Is there anything else that's been brought in that makes sense for us to review? Anybody get cut?
California. Oh, Kenny Cool.
Yeah, there's really nothing here that makes sense. I don't know what you're thinking, but
there's nothing that is required. I mean, there's Matheson, who could be a second down back for us, but let's give it a kiss to Scattergoo.
I don't know where the hell the thing just went. Yeah, I think we got to give Scatterboo his touches, right? He's young. I think it just kind of makes sense. So, okay, if there's nothing else left to do, let me quickly just, again, one more time, take a look at the lineups, make sure they didn't adjust anything.
Give you peace of mind.
Yeah, because sometimes they like to change shit that I set back. Yeah, no, everything else here is looking good. Loveland starting.
Well, it depends on the ball. Yeah, see, so there you go. They moved styles. Oh, okay, well, at least he's not starting, but at least he's on the right side of the ball.
Starting now. So, Sonny starting. We got Nolan starting. So, I mean, we got a young team here. So, noting Charvarius Ward did drop from superstar to star factor. So, I think we do need to keep an eye on our corners about the age. But otherwise, I mean, again, we're starting to see a little bit of growth. Paye got up to 80. Latu got up to 81. I think Nolan's going to...
Only now Nolan jumped a point.
Yeah, I think
he was 75. He's 76.
So, all right, Chef Tom, are you ready to kick off season number 2 and get to the halfway point?
I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I think we'll be stretching at 7 wins this year. Let's see.
Let's go, Colts.
Well, okay, so you keep asking me this. Things I never thought I'd hear the Jeff say. But, nor here nor there. Where do you see this team going right now?
For the halfway point?
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, maybe 4 wins again at the halfway point. And I would be wrong. It's 2 wins. Let's see what the story of this is. Let's take a look at the stats. Where are we seeing the fall off? Who's performing? Who's not? Anthony Richardson looks like he's doing pretty well like last year. Less sacks, which is surprising.
Less sacks, which is great.
But almost 1,500 yards, 13 to 8 touchdowns only. So that is a little bit surprising, I would say.
Yeah, he's not airing it out.
Taylor's at 389, 3 touchdowns. Richardson's got 116, 2, so he is still rushing the ball. So Pierce is leading the way so far, 6 touchdowns, 397. Pittman, no touchdowns, 354. Loveland's got 3 touchdowns. He's getting some touches.
Okay.
Downs with 3. Taylor with 1 out of the backfield. Defensive side of the ball. Zaire Franklin still leading the way.
Franklin's still killing it.
PFL's Grover Stewart with 6. Sacks, Paye with 3. Hey, Sonny Styles has got his first, and so does Nolan. That's fun to see.
Okay.
Interceptions, Kenny Moore has 2, and the Polar Bear Steve forced fumbles stands at
A
0.
classic.
So, Polar Bear is not very happy right now. Okay, so this
Is that where the next trade has to happen? We got to get Polar Bear Steve back in on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, he always does have some good stuff. So our defense went up a point. Our offense stands at 85. We have 83. What are we looking at? So offensive pass yards, we're actually at 2nd on the defensive side. We're 18th middle of the run side. Points per game, though, we're at 21st. But it's our offense that looks to have slowed down.
Which is amazing. We didn't tweak anything there.
Welcome
If
to
anything,
Madden Sim.
If anything, we improved the fucking offense. But okay.
Okay, so this one right here is a big one for us. Raymond at left tackle. I mean, he's 27. He is 86 overall. I think we have to get him locked in, especially on the line.
I don't. I'm not losing. I'm not losing more of my offensive line.
So,
I'm still fuming over the real life Colts.
Ooh, okay, so we're gonna have to give another shot before the season starts, because right now he did not want to stay. Alec Pierce, thoughts? Do we need to sign him? He's up to an 80. He's 25.
I still think he will grow. I mean, 14 mil.
I mean,
Not the worst.
He wants to get paid, so give him a little bit, see if he'll stay. Okay, so Pierce we're gonna have to redo as well. Paye, I mean, this one we definitely have to sign. He is our...
Yeah, and he's 26. I mean, he's still going to keep growing and developing and making love.
He does want to stay. I feel like this should be... Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Woody Paye stays.
We got one!
Braden Smith at tackle, too. Oh, my God. Doesn't have any interest in staying. But he's 29, so he is going to start dropping. Womack, so he does want to stay. We're looking at
so at this point, you really got to start selling the farm at this point.
I mean, I think there is some decisions to be made. Kind of feels that way, right?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, if you're not wanting to resign, or at least give us
Bonnie Wood, Rodney Thomas, not really. Okay, so Richardson, we're going to come up with his 5th-year option.
Oh, 5th. Okay.
So that we'll have to see at the end. Okay. Do we want to maybe see if we can move out Smith? Try and get a little bit younger, someone around the same overall?
I mean, it's going to have to happen.
Signed, right?
Yeah, and I would even argue Pierce. Those are the two I would go for.
Okay, so then.
Smith, maybe we can find a...
Let's see if we can find a trading partner for Smith. See if we can lock something in a little bit younger. Guys, we'll catch you on the other side.
Who's that?
All right, guys. The chef and I have got to making some magic again. We're getting younger at right tackle. We're getting a guy who's locked up for a couple years. We're getting Darnell Wright, right tackle from the Bears, coming on in for Smith, a 5th-round pick this year and a 5th-round pick next year. Chef Tom, thoughts on the deal?
I mean, I like it. Like you said, you hit all the nails, all the bullet points there. It's getting younger. You locked in for term. I don't like parting with 2 fifths, but sometimes that's the way of business.
And given where we're at right now, it just seems to make sense for it. So, Chef, how you feeling? Are you thinking that we're okay to sim forward to the end of the season?
Just based on like where we are, I'm hoping that we can re-sign Pierce still at this point. So let's see where this thing goes. Like I said, I'm going to hold firm. I don't know if we're going to be bound.
All right, holding firm. So I think your call out was 7 wins officially, you said?
Officially, but I didn't see it actually partaking that we would hit 7. I think this will be a year of regression, but I think it's a year in growth.
Okay. Regressionary growth. Seems pretty bang on. I like that. I think ultimately, yeah, I'd like to see some of the guys move forward. I think we're okay to get a shitty draft pick this year and hopefully get a couple of high guys that can get started.
The thing that's going to bite us in the ass.
We made the fucking playoffs.
Son of a gun. Son of a gun, I will bite my tongue. Okay, so the boys came out for that because they were 2-4.
Yeah, so 8-9 is where we finished. Tom, let's take a look to see what the hell happened here. So stat-wise, I mean, obviously, I'm assuming maybe we won the division?
Well, that's the only way.
All right, so Anthony Richardson stays right on brand. 4,200 yards, 39 touchdowns, 25 interceptions. and sacked 23 times. So less than last year. That's a good conversation.
Oh, way worse on, or way better on sacks. Yes. Okay, I didn't think Taylor would hit the 1,200 yards. Okay.
1,200.
Okay.
Really picked it up the back half. 12 touchdowns. So really good season. Anthony rushed in 2 more. Scattaboo got his first 2. Attaboy, Cam. Let's go. Receiving side of the ball. Wow. Okay. So Josh Downs, 1,032 and 9 touchdowns. Colston Loveland in his rookie season.
1,000 yards.
1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Let's go, Chef. Alec Pierce, 13 touchdowns, led the team, 994 yards. Mike bounced back the second half of the year, 4 touchdowns, 828. Jonathan Taylor, 3 out of the backfield. So not too bad, boys. Not too bad. I like what I'm seeing. Defensive side of the ball. It
definitely seems like the offense picked it up.
I think we're rated like 87 right now offensively, so that's definitely a bonus. Zaire Franklin led the team in tackles, 121. TFLs was Grover Stewart and Latu, 16 and 12. If you're looking at sacks, that is double digits for Latu Latu. Yep. There's the Chef Tom cursor. Just rub his face.
Yeah.
Play with his beard. Rub it hard. Woody Paye added in 7. Zaire with 5. Walter Nolan ended up with 4, the rookie. And Sonny Styles, okay. Doing his thing. It's fine. Interceptions, Ward and Moore had 4 each. Franklin had, Bush had, Womack, and Singleton. And then
I see 1 forced fumble.
2 token forced fumbles for Steve. Let's go. Blackman Award, killing it. All right, so Chef Tom, I think can't
Second
believe
year.
it. Can't believe it.
So is it a division win? Are we confirming that this is a division win? Is the division that bad?
Wow, so offensively was the big conversation, the turnaround.
Fire.
And defensively, our pass yards came down exponentially.
Yep.
That is a division win. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at this playoff bracket. I don't think we expected to be in the playoffs, so we'll take it. So Buffalo is the first seed again from the AFC. Green Bay takes over in the NFC. Looks like we got the AFC North, Ravens and Bengals. You got KC and the Dolphins, us against the Chargers. It looks like you got the Eagles and the Browns, Rams, Seahawks, Panthers, and 49ers.
Panthers surprisingly, come on. Who would have thought? Who in the right, guys, message below, comment below, if you ever had the Panthers making any playoffs in the next 3 years in any of these simulations.
I just want to know what our offense is up to 88. That is 88 overall.
Yeah, come on. Loveland, 1,000 yards for a tight end rookie? Are you kidding me?
Wow, Chef Tom, look at this business. Okay, so
85.
Raymond is injured. He's out for 4 more weeks.
Sign him. Sign him when he's, kick him when he's low. Get him when he's low. Get him when he
Bortolini grew to a 76, which is not bad. Looks like Downs has taken over as our lead back at 85. So Mike's still kind of holding there. Pierce up to 81. Taylor's up to 93. Richardson's up to 85. So we've seen some growth.
That is overall, or that is completion and interception rate?
Nice.
Okay.
Loveland only star dev, unfortunately, but he is 85, so looking really good there. How about the defensive side of the ball? Okay, so Styles is star dev, 71. So looking not too bad. Zaire went up. Bynum and Blackman looking like they're pretty good. Latu went up to 84.
Yeah, from all pointing out, you know who else went up?
Who?
Bush, 78. Up from the 77.
Nice. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome.
I am loving what I'm seeing, though, out of Walter Nolan as well, 79 star dev. So,
yeah, no, both our first-round draft picks.
Oh, I forgot we had Singleton. Hey, man, can you go play right outside linebacker for the playoffs?
For the game 1.
I think we forgot he was there. So maybe he'll actually go play there now. Hey, there we go.
Okay. I'm going to say wishful thinking, but apparently, okay.
And I'm going to move Styles as our number 2. Okay, Chef Tom. As they say, there's nothing else to do but to do it. Let's take a look. Can this team take out the 10-7 LA Chargers? I don't think so, but hey, any given Sunday.
It would be something.
Any given Sunday, and it's done. 19-14 is a pretty close matchup, though. 19-14
I'll take
close. All right, boys. So 84 overall, 88 offense, 84 defense.
Listen, my foot's in my mouth here because I did not expect us to make the playoffs here.
That was a tough one. That is a spicy meatball. Let's sim to the Super Bowl. Let's see who ends up with the final. We'll make our predictions on who's going to win it, and let's see what we got going.
Buffalo Buffalo go back to back. Let's see.
Okay, so we
No,
got Green
Buffalo.
Bay
Oh,
and Kansas
the
City.
Green Bay, the 1 seed comes in. Okay.
Yep,
Okay,
so we
where did
got
Buffalo lose?
the 1 seed and the 3 seed.
Lost
40
in
to
KC, of
30. Does
course.
that feel like an OT loss for Buffalo
Of course.
against
Classic Buffalo.
Mahomes again?
Classic.
I know. Look at that. The Panthers made the NFC final as well.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Wow.
I call bullshit. I don't want to hear it.
That is wild. Okay, so what's been a crazy season? Chef Tom, let's sim it through here. Who do you have as the Super Bowl champion? I'm going to go with the Packers, although I feel like Patty Mahomes in the sim always wins at least one.
I was going to say, you can't go against Pat. Can't go get Pat Andy Reid.
And it was Pat. So,
yeah.
There it is. Kansas City wins. Patrick Mahomes,
yeah.
They got their token Super Bowl. Josh Allen did win NFL MVP for back-to-back years. Matt LaFleur
I was going to say back-to-back years. Yeah.
Puka Nacua, who always wins an Offensive Player of the Year, has won.
Well, Rook, who won Offensive Rookie of the Year, more important here. That's what we got to take away from
I'm pointing right at
That's what we got. That's what we got. That's what we got to take away from here.
DJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year, and Malachi Starks wins Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Eagles. So, not a bad season. I think overall, man, I think we're batting above our weight class again. So I'm pretty happy to see. We got tons of cap, so hopefully we do see some stuff coming up. Let's take a look at the retirements here, see if we are affected at all. So, wow.
I'm pretty sure we should be in the clear.
Brandon Graham just retired. Also, Darius Slay and Cam Hayward for Pittsburgh.
Well, I mean, Slay,
Colts are heroes. We are good to go. All right, Chef Tom, let us advance a week here to go see the re-sign. We have some big discussions to have with Raymond.
Yeah.
Potentially looking into keeping Alec Pierce here as well. So let's get these big conversations done. Raymond, where are you at, my man? Oh, Darnell Wright as well. Oh, so this is an option year. It's going to be $17 million to lock him in. We have no choice. That is an absolute must. Okay, so Raymond, 28 is 87. He wants $64 million. Okay, Raymond, we would like you to stay. Don't know how much it's going to cost. Chef Tom, are you okay with something like this?
I mean, listen, he is a necessity. Although, when he did go down, the boys did still continue to play. So, but I think, yeah, we have to. I think it's a foregone conclusion. We got to keep the line together.
Does this do it?
Oh.
Raymond's back, baby. Let's go, Chef Tom.
That a boy.
All right. Your boy Pierce, he's looking for 33.
Now, hear me out now. Hear me out now. Depending how this negotiation goes right now. If your signs, I'm fine to move on from Pittman. I'm fine to move on from Pittman and get some draft collateral back.
Wow.
Because Pittman regressed. Downs took over the League One.
He's up to 85.
We got Loveland. I know.
Up to 85.
Look, yeah, here we go.
Look,
I'm telling you.
Downs 85, Pittman's 85. They both went up. Pittman started at, I think, the sim at 83 or 84. Adonai Mitchell's also growing, so I think we need to lock in Pierce if we can. So I'd be willing to do something like this. Does that work for you?
As long as he signs, yeah.
Okay, so you want to make sure? Let's do something like that then. Boom. Alec Pierce is back. Anthony Richardson. So this is a $1 million over 1 year with a $38.5 million. Sorry, $37.5 million signing bonus.
This guy has heart problems.
So,
and this is in real life. This is in this sim. This guy is just a pain in the heart.
Are we
taking? I want him to do well. You have to write him out. I mean, look at his growth. In 2 years, he's gone from 71, 75.
Richardson stays. Okay, Nick Cross. I mean, I'm not too crazy about needing to go sign him. Obviously, Blackman is getting the job done. I'm not going to pay him $6 million over 2 years. Daniel Jones can take a hike. Jelani Woods, I mean, again, we could pull somebody else. Same thing with Thomas. Same thing with Singleton. So, Chef, anybody else here make sense to you, or are we okay to move on?
We're on the same boat here. We're on the same wavelength.
Beautiful. All right, let's go to free agency, Chef, and let's see what's waiting for us on the other side. We got $72 million out of the way here. We got some scratch. Let's
hope that we got some plays here. Because the first step
it was a light one.
Wave. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm a big Shakir guy.
Oh, wow, you were looking at him. I was looking at Jameson. Hot diddly damn.
I mean, Jameson does have more interest and a scheme fit.
And I'm seeing Quay Walker here as well. Oh, my chef. Josh Metellus, who wants to play for us. There's some... Okay. Let's get focused. Let's get focused here. There's a lot of excitement. We don't need quarterback.
Well, we need a backup quarterback.
Well, we can go get him for free after the fact. Some cheaper guys. Fullback, again, not really worried about spending too much money. I think wide receiver is something potentially that we can look into.
I mean, again, if we're moving on from Pittman, I mean, here we go. Here we go.
I don't think we have to move on from
Here
him.
we go, Colts now. Here we go.
I don't think we have to move on from him. I think Mike will still do okay. He's still got probably a couple good years left in him. I mean, you like Shakir. He wants 22.3. I think Jameson Williams, who has some interest in playing for us, is a phenomenal addition. 98 speed. Like, he's a change. A playmaking change on our roster.
Well, I get
85?
he has interest, so you have to you got to do your homework. You got to do the other things here. It would be a fool not to entertain them.
So, are you thinking something like this gets the job done? Here,
I
let's
mean,
make it
at least
clean
sets,
even. 55 million left over.
it sets us up to see where we stand, right? Promising.
Okay, do you want to make sure we get him and pay
Lot of
more,
interest.
or do you want to be in the conversation?
How much more are you willing to move up on?
So I set it so that we were at 55 million in cap. I don't know, maybe another couple million. So what do you go to, like, down to like 50, 51 and a half?
Yeah, sure, I think that's
Okay, does that get the job done?
But-
That puts us
Oh,
in
yeah.
sole possession
Yeah.
of Jameson Williams. That's a big upgrade for us. Tight end, again, we can go get a backup after for cheap. We don't need to go crazy. Left tackle, so we signed Raymond, so that was the important one. Left
yeah. Thank
guard,
God, there's nothing here.
so we do need to keep an eye on Nelson. He is probably within a year or two of starting to fall off the cliff, so we'll have to focus on him as well. Right now,
Come
I
on,
mean,
centers. Okay. Okay.
Centers, there's nothing because we already have Bortolini, who's younger than Myers and the same overall. So if we are going to make a move, we may need to pull from somewhere else and then move them to center. So, I mean, maybe we hold off for now. Bakhtiari's back. But I think right guard, who's there? Wynn is holding at 77. So not really like a crazy need to spend money here. Right tackle, we have Wright, obviously. We should be okay.
I mean, from what we saw from the offense held their own. And that's like the line included.
Yeah, so here's where I think the big conversations come into play. Ooh, I do like Nakobe Dean as well. I really, really do. Zaire Franklin is 30 now. Nakobe Dean is 25. So I don't know, maybe if you want to make a play here, get younger at linebacker, and then maybe make a play for Quay. I mean, he has interest to come play for us. He's an 83. He'd be an immediate upgrade at outside linebacker.
And a natural person coming to switch.
And who's on this side? Oh, yeah, we still have Devin Bush.
Good boy.
Ah, okay. Okay, so I think we have to prioritize Quay, if you're in with me on that one.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with this.
ultimately, let's spend some money. He does have interest. What do you think about something like that? 38 million left over?
Yeah, I mean, really, where else are we going to spend it right now, right? We
Okay,
need a backup quarterback.
that puts us at the
That
top.
should get the job
We
done
need
there.
very minimal to make that happen, though.
Yeah.
Do you want to be in on Dean as well to potentially replace Zaire? I mean, Zaire is 30.
Well, I mean, Zaire done us well. I mean, he will start to regress, right? Because, anything over 30 and then you make your franchise, and then you sporting franchise means you're old.
The only thing with Dean is that he's not necessarily interested in coming to play for us. I don't want to overpay him either. And there is other positions of need I feel like we should probably focus on. Now, I feel like corners, I think we still have everybody. Yeah, so like Ward, Moore. So those guys might start to fall off a little bit as well. But with who's here,
I think it's a strong safety.
they're not exponentially younger. Now, however, we have Dax Hill, who's 25, and he's star dev. So this could be a decent ad. But yeah, let's take a look.
Again,
at
it comes down to what he wants to. Oh, fuck it. Fuck off.
Blackman's 28, 81, so still very serviceable. Strong safety. So Bynum's 28, 84, so he's still okay as well. I mean, while Metellus is great, I mean, I don't necessarily know that we need it. I think probably the other upgrade at corner probably makes more sense, and maybe getting into Dax.
Well, if we can, again, get him a decent salary, then I'm for it.
If we did something like this, does that put us in the conversation? Okay, so we'd be tied with...
Okay.
I don't mind spending a little bit more than that, even. I could do...
Again, I like that there's a scheme because that's there. You know,
age is great at
there's a little bit of
25.
Yeah, and then that's when that, like, you see the growth that is coming, the potential. There you go.
So it doesn't necessarily fully put us over them. Like, do we want to ensure that we get him? Like, really take the next step forward? So, like, if we did maybe something a little extra, something like this gets done, but let's try this. You want to leave it there? Maybe that's enough.
Let's do it a day.
Okay, let's sim it a day. Let's see. These are obviously 3 really big acquisitions for us. So if we can land these, it'd be absolutely phenomenal.
It would turn the team, for sure.
Well, I mean, it's immediate upgrade at linebacker, which is our weakest position. Okay, so I do see some cap is missing. So hopefully... we got Quay and Hill.
Wow.
That is huge. Huge for our defense.
And yet Williams is the one piece that
yeah, Williams
we were a lock on.
East out. However, Christian Watson is also still here. 27.
Who I'm a big fan of.
You say not a big fan of?
No, I am a big Watson fan.
Okay. Is this something that you might want
all the years of us having our fantasy league with Coach Fuller Bear Steve? You know I'm always a Watson guy. I traded Diggs for Watson in a first.
So then, is this somewhere that you want to play in?
Listen, I'm not going to overpay for him, but I feel that he would improve the team.
Okay, so then if we did this, does that put us in the conversation for him?
God, yeah. And I would leave it there.
Okay.
We don't got to sell the pipe dream to him.
Oh, no, we don't. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, unless you want to pull in, again, something to... I don't know. Do you want to let Bortolini keep starting? It seemed like he did serviceable last year.
Again, the O-line held their own in the sense that, like, the offense made the push to get us to the playoffs.
So then let's see if we can pull in a little upgrade here at receiver to help out, top out a crazy strong round, like top 4. Looks like we have money, so that's not a good sign. I don't think Watson signed with us. Yeah, looks like Watson did not come on over. Anything you feel like we need to do from here at all?
No. At this point now, you just kind of let it run its course. Maybe we get lucky in the draft. Okay, right. We are missing our second rounder, so we got to keep that in mind here.
I'm not overly worried about it. I won't lie. I feel pretty good about the team that we put together. So we are sitting at 86 overall, 88 offense, 86 defense. Let's head on into draft week. We got that Quay Walker acquisition is massive for us. I'm just saying. And a little Dax Hill upgrade as well to round out those corners.
Well, Hill also allows us to move on when we want to from... It's always Bijan, eh?
Oh, every time. Every time. So, the Colts are at pick 20 because we made the playoffs. So, let's pause. Let's see what's kicking on the draft board around that time. I think that's going to be our biggest conversation. So, around 20.
20 left tackle, cornerback, left and right end.
Nolan Rucci. There's a right guard with DJ Campbell. I mean, halfbacks and stuff we don't need. DJ Allen. Linebackers kicking around. Looks like there's a deep receiver. Darnell Tate. Not really good at much. I remember Freeling ends up being pretty decent. I know Thieneman also ends up decent. I think he doesn't have a depth trait, though. Yeah, I mean, we might have some decent picks. I'd say let's see where it takes us, Chef Tom. Let's let this thing go. And,
let my draft people go.
Yep, ahead in the draft. What is waiting for us at pick number 20? Let's see. So Freeling just went. That's a bit of a spicy
Just
meal.
went. I just saw that.
Okay, so we definitely don't need halfbacks. So there's DJ Campbell, the right guard, which, again, is a position of need for us. The O-line upgrades are... Oh, hello.
Ooh. Again, it's not a sexy pick, but goddamn.
Oh, there's some sexy time explosions right there, if you ask me.
Goddamn.
I like what I'm seeing there. Nolan Rucci as well. I think I remember he was actually decent, if I remember in one of the drafts we did. Andrew
So the tricky part is now, if you draft Campbell, you can really move on from Nelson.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
But we just signed Raymond. But that's impressive.
Well, I mean, you change his position, though, right? So to me, it's Chambly or Campbell, man. Those look...
I would take Chambly over Campbell from what I just saw.
Okay, so we're going to go 6'6", 304, Andrew Chambly from SMU. Is this a lock, Chef Tom?
Just on the numbers alone. Damn, yeah.
We're locking it in. He's a round one talent. We have a little bit extra scouting in him. Chambly, welcome to Indianapolis. Wow, ranked at 118. That's a hidden dev trade, though, baby. You'd love to see that. Love to see that.
What you do, baby?
We'll take it. All right, let's skip ahead in the draft. Let's see what else is kicking. We're off to third. Okay, let's see what we're working with here at this point in the draft. Okay, so we have some linebackers. We have some ends. Okay, so I remember Prysock, I think, is decent out of the draft, if I remember correctly. Bernard Snyder, I feel like I drafted him. I can't remember if he had hidden dev trait. He's a zone coverage outside linebacker.
You gotta start getting up the black book here on this, Jeff. You gotta start like making man.
I know Steve and I did Sharif Denson. I remember that didn't come of much. Ricardo Hallman, Eugene Wilson, the third wide receiver from Florida. Catching traffic and catching isn't bad. Looks like he doesn't run great routes. Not overly athletic. Excuse me. Excuse me. I think I just broke a rib. Chase Smith from Arizona.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I don't love what I see there. Remember, LZ's not great. Middle linebacker.
How about Lawson?
Yeah, Deontay Lawson from Alabama.
Not great.
Actually, he's a decent athlete. Yeah, man coverage isn't great. He's decent play. Recognition.
Yeah. Not great stamina.
Yeah, I don't
He's a rotational middle linebacker at best.
Exactly. I think you hit it on the head there. Okay, so I don't think anything here makes a ton of sense. I mean, if we're looking at the top of the draft here again, Snyder could make sense at this point. I mean, he's a scheme fit as well, so at the very least, his depth.
That does make sense. Okay, yeah.
Okay, Kennard Snyder. Welcome to the Indianapolis Colts. Apparently, it's a C-. Thanks, man. Normal depth trait. 88 speed, 89 excel, 93 jumping. We got some depth at linebacker. Guys, that is the end of the third. Chef Tom and I finish off the rest of this draft. And as always, we'll catch you guys at the recap. All right, guys, we are back. Here is our recap. So we have Andrew Chambly, our number one pick. He's 70 overall out of the draft. We know we got that hidden depth trait, so that is not exactly what was supposed to happen. I hit it on my leg. So Chambly, number one pick. We had 68 out of the draft, Kennard Snyder. Again, he's going to end up some depth for us. We ended up taking Jennings Dunker. That's just some extra O-line draft as well. 65 out of the draft. Carson Schwessinger, middle linebacker from UCLA, 66. And then we have Ismail Mahdi from Texas State, 70 overall, who's going to be joining our team on the back side for running backs. So we'll take it, man. We'll take it. At the seventh pick, seventh round pick.
Yeah.
All day long.
That's what's needed. Yeah.
So that's an elusive back as well, which is nice to have balanced out with what we got with Scadaboo, with what we got with Taylor. So,
oh, yeah, Taylor's a power.
Here we go. Let us see. We're going to head into preseason number 3. This is the season before the halfway point. We're up to 86, 88 offense, 85 defense. I mean, the team has grown tremendously, in my opinion. Let's take a look to see what the lineups looks like. We'll take a look at some free agents, what we need. So, what do we got?
Well, let's see. With the 3 big pulls we got on free agency, let's see where they landed.
So, we're
still going to get a back.
Yeah, we know we're going to need the backup quarterback, so we'll sign a couple of those. We have Scadaboo's up to 74. There's Mahdi. Downs and Pittman are holding at 85s. I think looking pretty solid. Loveland is up to superstar 87. So love to see that. Wright's up to 85. You know, I'm almost wondering if we should maybe transition Chambly to a starting role. It looks like he goes up to a 72 if we play him at right guard. So maybe he could take over for Isaiah Wynn.
I mean, it's a not loss of 5, but I guess if we just want to develop our first overall, then yeah.
That's what I mean. He is
or our first round pick. I mean.
And I think it's going to help us out with one of the guard positions, like you said, like between Nelson or Wynn on that side. They are getting older, so we know that they are going to start to regress. So I think let's give Chambly a start. Let's see if we can get that youngster on his way in there. I think it's definitely a great opportunity for us. Richardson's up to 84, so we know we need a quarterback, potentially a fullback. Don't need anything else there. I think we could be good to go. Defensive side of the ball, what are we looking at here? So Styles immediately dropped a dev trait. I don't love that. But, you know, Bush is going to start. We got Zaire's holding at 81. We got Quay we added in. Linen's up to 85. Blackman's 81. Okay, so with the Hill edition, so Moore and Ward are still pretty holding consistent at 80, 87. They just swapped a bit. Okay, and these boys, you know, we're still expecting some
79. Okay.
Thoughts?
Get in there.
I think we have the right stuff here, man. Really, really do. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, that front 4 is looking good.
We also need a kicker. So let's go take a look at free agency. Let's see what's kicking around here for us. There's a couple positions of need because apparently we have me kicking right now. Kicker. There's Daniel Carlson. There's Young Hoo Koo. Will Lutz. Matt Gay still there. Let's change it up a little bit.
Names here.
Change the scenery. We have 2 award winners here in Carlson and Koo. What do you think? Take your pick. Koo or Carlson?
Strength, Carlson it is.
All right. Daniel Carlson, welcome to the Indianapolis Colts. And what else we got? So we said we needed our quarterback. You know what?
Gino.
A mentor wouldn't be bad. Bring him in to mentor our boy. How about that life? Let's go. Gino, come on in. You helped the Raiders win a franchise when you didn't play, and I drafted Jalen Milroe. We're going to be all right. So we'll bring him in.
I'm very curious to see how he does in proper Raiders this year.
It should be interesting. I think it's a good move for them, so I'm pretty excited to see how it pans out. Okay, so was there a fullback that makes sense? No. Wide receiver doesn't make any sense here. Any tight ends of note? I mean, I feel like our tight ends aren't that bad, unless you want to bring in Higbee as a mentor and a backup.
Not with the 2-0.
I mean, it's a single year, but yeah, okay. Looks like O-line stuff here. Yeah, nobody of note. Nothing makes sense here. Yeah, there just really doesn't seem to be any position, Chef Tom, that really would even tickle interest of making a move. Even at corner.
Yeah, none of these guys are even like second base on ours.
No, which for me feels like we've done all the right things. It means our team is looking great. Let's advance. Let them get through the preseason to see what their overall looks like. And then we will kind of figure out what we're looking at to start the season. Okay, so I didn't advance it all the way. That's my bad. Sim to regular season. There we go. Now we'll let them play through, figure out what they got to do, see if we have any more growth coming. I still like to see Richardson at least get the star dev. It is going to be spicy if he can't take that jump forward. So we are 86 overall, 88 offense, 84 defense. Chef Tom, what are you thinking for a season goal? I mean, I think it has to be make the playoffs now.
I think at this point it's playoffs.
Okay.
The boys, I think, are deserving of that title right now.
So it is season number 3. These guys got to make a step in the right direction. Draft class, we do still have one more of note. I would like it to be known that this is the Arch Manning draft.
Are you speculating when I say you're speculating?
Would anybody like to see Manning in a Colts jersey again? Just saying. Also, I mean, DJ Lagway would also be a phenomenal quarterback addition. There's some great players coming out of this draft. Raiola seems to draft very well. He's the, Timu Patrick Mahomes. Oh, there's some names here. There is definitely some names in this draft. I think I want to say that I feel like our scouts are probably still set up correctly.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really hit on where we wanted to. So, in that point, they should still be where we want them.
Perfect. Okay, then. Chef Tom, are you prepared to sim through to the halfway point of the season?
I feel like at the halfway point, we will finally have a winning record. That's what my gut's telling me.
Okay, Chef Tom's calling it. So what do you think? Like a 4-3, 5-2? What's your thought?
4 and see, I needed to see the actual schedule. Who's being
4 and
played?
3 even?
I think 4 and 3. Obviously at the very least. On the high end, let's
Welcome to the sim. Just when you think your team is absolutely killing it and your roster looks great, you're 2-5. Or, in my thing with Cleveland, 0-7. Let's see what the hell is going on here. So, Anthony Richardson is 9th in the league in passer rating. 2,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, only 11 sacks. Kind of looks like he's doing well, Chef. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor's at 440 for 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Pittman's leading the way, 461, 2 tutties. Pierce has 452 with 7. Loveland, 395 with 7. Mitchell, 294 for 2. And Downs, a little bit of a slow season. Taylor's got 3 out of the backfield. Defensive side of the ball, so Zaire Franklin's leading the way. TFLs, looks like Walter Nolan with 7. I love to see that. And then sacks, Leitu with 7.5. Walker's got 3.5. Paye with 3. Interceptions, we got Kenny Moore and Daniel Scott. Got 3. And forced fumbles, Devin Bush has 3. I don't know about you, Chef Tom, but that never would have been something I ever would have guessed. So, that is kind of what we're looking at right now at this halfway point. I mean, offensive yards NHL, we are 3rd. We are 3rd. Make that make sense.
That's I can't believe that.
So, offensively, we look phenomenal. I guess it must be the defensive side of the ball. Yeah. We literally are 4th in points for, 1st in pass yards against, or pass yards for, halfway point for rush. It is defensively, for some reason, the team is not, I guess, holding up to standard. So, Houston leads the division at 6-1. So, we have a tough battle to even get into a wildcard spot. So, Leitu is 2nd in the league in sacks. Richardson leads the league in touchdowns and yards.
That is unbelievable.
Okay. Let's see contracts. So Jonathan Taylor is coming up. At no way, shape, or form can we lose him. So to me, this is a must sign. No questions asked. You pay this man. I'd be willing to go 6.5, 5.5. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Jonathan stays. Beautiful. That's a big one out of the way. Downs had 0 interest.
Another must. Oh.
Yeah, I do think this needs to happen as well. I'd be willing to go 7-7. Does this work okay?
It has to happen.
Okay, so we need to up that offer come the offseason. Quentin Nelson has come up as well. So he wants a 1-year deal, 21 mil. No interest in
I
staying.
can agree on a 1 year.
I mean, okay, let's try 23. Beautiful. Quentin stays. That's huge. Big Mike has come up as well. All right, we got some big names here, man. Wow. 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 Okay. Jeff Tom, there is some discussions to be had here. Okay, so do you want to keep Big Mike? It sounds like Downs, you're all in. Big Mike, is he part of that conversation for you?
Mike, I'm still happy to move on from. I know you're Big Mike guy.
I mean, hey, this is your Colts rebuild just as much as it is mine. You are the Colts guy, so if you're feeling like we move on from Big Mike, I'm wondering maybe if there's a trade to be made. I think maybe we investigate that.
I feel this is a trade to be made, I believe.
So Cameron Bynum, I would like to see him stay, so I would like to jump in on this if you're interested as well.
Yeah, I mean, 28 is still a decent age.
I'm thinking maybe something like this. Okay, so Bynum also wants more money. Charvarius Ward wants a 1-year deal. Also
up there in age a little bit.
He is. This, to me, I mean, is the play at 1 year. But again, the interest isn't here to stay with us, which is quite hard.
which is amazing to me after they just came off the playoffs. But I mean, I guess at 2-5, like, goddamn.
So Kenny, we have the same conversation. He's looking for a 1 year. Some interest
But
to
at least
stay.
he's got some interest, exactly.
Okay, so Kenny stays, but our cap has gone really low, and we need to sign these two guys.
I still say one gets flipped out.
So Juju Brents, I mean, we can kind of let him walk. Jalen, we could probably let him walk.
Yeah.
24. Yeah. I mean, actually, that's not terrible. 77-24.
There's some interest there, too.
This may make sense now that I relook at it. If he does that, okay. Maybe we revisit that one in the offseason. Freeland, left tackle. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see a point to this. Grover Stewart is on his way out. I mean, I think we kind of knew that day was coming.
He's declined, yeah. I mean, he went from 85 2 years ago to 80 now.
So, I mean, ultimately, nothing else really makes sense here, I would say.
I mean, I would entertain Win again. If he's done well by us, he picked up lap 2.
Win at 5. He's 30. I mean, yeah, prospectively. Maybe some of these we could wait till the end of the year. I think we do need to look into this wide receiver situation, though. So, yes. I mean, Chef, if you're cool with it, we will take a quick break here, guys.
Yeah, I'm with this. Let's do it.
When the Chef and the Jeff get to work, they get to work. The Chef was ready to move on from Mike Pittman, as much as I would have loved to get him a championship. The Chef is the one really leading the charge for us here. This is his team. I'm following by his way. Kenny Moore also heading out on the older side. We needed to get younger. So what we did was we're moving on from 3 fourth-round picks. I can speak, I promise. 2027, 2028, 2029, and a 5th-round pick. And we're getting younger, bringing in Jameson Williams, who's got a little bit more of that top-end speed. He's a game changer, a little bit of a dynamic change for the wide receivers we have. And also bringing in Paulson Adebo, younger in the corner side, and really will be solidified as a CB2 for us while we still have Charvarius Ward kicking around. So, big deal. Chef, what are your thoughts on the trade?
Well, it gets us the piece that we always wanted with Williams, right? You made that call in the offseason. We missed out. You know, funny enough, once we saw the contract, we did offer more, but apparently you just wanted to go to the Giants
for some reason.
But, fuck you. You're coming on board. Let's make some things happen. I also like the height increase there because Pittman was our taller receiver, and Breenan Williams does kind of match that. Let's hope, this is the kick in the ass the boys needed. Last year, same thing. We were below 500, and we made a playoff push. Now, Houston has turned around and has had a better season this year.
But do you feel like there's another deal to be made here? Do you think? I'm thinking out loud, the Grover Stewart, Charvarius Ward situation. Do we want to try and solidify maybe another D tackle, younger, and another corner to replace what we have with those guys?
I'm just thinking about the people that we have coming up in contracts. It's Downs, really, that has to get signed. That's all. From there, really, I think we're okay. Our defense is really what's fucking dragging us, but I'm hoping Adebo's done can help out. I say we roll the dice. Let's see where we run.
Do you want to roll through with it? You don't want to see if another trade to be made?
I'm good to roll through. We really need Nolan here to step up and really pick up that defensive tackle.
All right, so here we go. We are going to sim it through to the playoffs, guys. See if these 2-5 Colts can make some noise on the back half with the new additions that we have. And let's see, Chef.
This will be miracle football here. To go from 2-5 when your division leader is 6-1, this is
it's a wild card play, essentially.
Yeah. This will be some god tier stuff if they pull this through.
All right, so we are almost here at the end of the sim. I wouldn't be surprised if we pulled off a wild card spot. If this team, like you said, can turn it around the back half, we can squeak in there. 6-11. Okay. 6-11. So
that's a season of regression.
Yeah, offensively,
the defense that killed us.
Yeah, the rush yards we did actually get a little bit better, but it looks like pass yards continue to be a bit of an issue for us. We finished at 87 overall, 91 offense, 87 defense. So we have built this team. So I will say,
coming around.
Little surprised. What are we looking at here? So Buffalo for the 3rd time in a row is the 1st seed. Eagles take the 1st seed on the NFC side. We have the Texans, the Jets, Ravens, and Bengals again. KC and Pittsburgh. And then we have the Lions, Cowboys, Seahawks, Rams, Buccos, and the Cardinals. So, I mean,
Wow, so Houston ended up with the second best record in the AFC. Man,
I have to say, I am quite interested by the different teams we've seen pop up in here, especially some of the teams who are still growing, similar to us. So we actually did finish second in the division. Houston at 12-5. Yeah, we were just in a tough battle, really tough battle.
hmm
So
hmm
Jets at 9-8. We definitely were a few off. So Anthony Richardson actually finished second in overall yards and first in touchdowns for quarterbacks. So let's take a look at the stats, Chef. Let's see how the team finished. It looks like Richardson finished a pretty phenomenal year. Yeah, almost 5,000 yards, 4,700, 45 touchdowns, 19 picks, 27 sacks. You really can't.
You know what? You really, there's no need to search for another quarterback. I mean, I think if anything, this season has really proved that he's the guy. He is the guy.
Oh, let's hope so. I'd like to see a dev trade up and maybe some overall up as well. So Taylor did eclipse 1,000 yards again, 9 touchdowns. Richardson added 2. Gadabu had 62 yards. Receiving wise, so Williams finished with 1,018, 5 touchdowns. Loveland eclipsed 1,000 yards again, 12 touchdowns.
Fucking boy.
Here, 745 and 7, down 744 and 10 tutties. Mitchell finished with 614 and 5, and Taylor added in 4 touchdowns. And actually, look at that, Tremble with 2 as well. So we spread the ball out quite well across the team here. Defensive side of the ball, Zaire Franklin still leading the way, 107 at tackles.
Jesus.
EFL's 12, Walter Nolan killing it.
There you
had
go,
9, Latu had 9, Grover Stewart had 9, Dax, Latu with 10. And then Quay Walker had 9.5. So he picked it up in the back half of the season, which was good to see. Interceptions, Ward, Scott with 2-1-1. And then forced fumbles. That's a happy polar bear, Steve. 4 for Devin Bush. 1
it's
for
your
Walker,
boy.
1 for Franklin, and 1 for Mayogoa. Just don't do it to me, man. Just don't do it to me. So we actually finished 6th overall in offensive yards. So,
just insane.
I mean, the boys,
that much of a dominating offensive season could not.
The boys came out to play. Now, are we seeing any depth trade additions? Are we seeing any growth? Anthony Richardson, 90 overall star depth. Chef Tom, I'm fucking high-fiving right now. I don't know if you...
I told you. He's that guy. He's that guy.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention here, Williams has taken over wide receiver 1. But the caveat is that we really have to sign Downs.
Yeah, we do need to get that locked in. I agree. Happy to see, Taylor's still holding superstar at 91. Loveland's up to 91, a superstar as well. It looks like they did take Chambly at the starting position. He's a 76, and we still don't know his dev yet, so that's a little disappointing, I would say. I was kind of hoping to see him kind of get going there, but I guess Win is 2 points higher, so they played him out. Defensive side of the ball, anything here of note? Okay, Latu's up to 85, so Grover's falling off a cliff. Looks like Walter Nolan is going to be the starting guy now officially as our D tackle 1. Ia's holding at 80, Adebo at 85, Ward's holding, Hill's up to 83, so that's also really good. Womack's up to an 80. Zaire's starting to fall off a cliff a little bit, which is a little worrisome. And then, of course, Grover Stewart's dropped. So there is definitely some positions of need here still, Chef Tom. I do think we're going to have a big offseason. But let's figure out...
I mean, we're really going to have to hit on this draft pick coming up.
Yeah, I mean, at 6 and 11, you figure we're probably going to be in the top 8 to 10. So there is some pretty good serviceable players here. So, yeah, we're going to have to definitely keep our eyes open. The Super Bowl is the Dallas Cowboys against the KC Chiefs again. Okay, so Ravens and Chiefs are the final on one side, Buccaneers and Cowboys on the other. So
Bill lost again to the Chiefs.
The Cowboys come in as the 7th seed. As the 7th seed making the Super Bowl. So this is an interesting one.
Well, they always say playoffs is a different animal, right? It's a different season.
That's no joke. What do you got in the Super Bowl, Chef Tom? Chiefs or Cowboys?
Just for entertainment value, let's go with the Cowboys.
Wow, the Chiefs do it again. 31-17.
Back-to-back Super Bowls where they dominantly won.
So Patrick Mahomes does it again. Josh Allen wins his 3rd MVP in a row.
3rd in a row. My God.
Dermott wins Coach of the Year for the 2nd time. So Josh Allen won Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson won Defensive. Nico Amaleva won the quarterback rookie Offensive of the Year for the Raiders. And then Dylan Thieneman, Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Panthers. I did call him out. I think we've had him a few times in these rebuilds.
You did mention.
Happy to see him be successful, so that's pretty awesome. All right, Chef Tom, this is off the re-sign week. There is some big names to be had here, notably Josh Downs. We do need to get this contract. We got 70 million to play with. Let's see what we're working with here.
I mean, that's some Scuttle, but
Okay, so Joshy is looking for 44 over 3. Again, no real interest to stay with us. I mean, what is a happy number for you to get him locked in, Chef? Is it 8.5, 8.5?
I would almost give more to the bonus versus the salary structure.
You think it's something like this?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be my 2 cents. You,
All right, we'll catch him in free agency. We'll see what's kicking around
I
there.
mean, we can tag them. It buys us the year.
Yeah, what's the franchise tag cost though? 41 million. No chance.
Jesus.
No
Yeah,
chance. Let's get
Just-
Letu in here. Accept that 5th-year option. No questions asked. Bynum. Okay, so this was a big one as well. 29. We got at least a couple decent years out of him. I'd like to maybe look at a 2-year deal. And I'm thinking he'll sign at like 7.5 and like 6.3. Beautiful. Okay, so Bynum stays. We will likely need an upgrade at safety there, but we'll take that for now. I don't really care about you. Yeah, Grover, I mean, he could walk at this point. He's unplayable. He's 33, falling off the cliff.
Exactly.
Daniel Scott, yeah, doesn't really make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. No. The win at 31, he dropped to 75. I'd rather play our rookie, so I'm okay with that. Carlson, okay. Yeah, I mean, he's 79. We can still keep him. Okay, will you stay for 2 years? I don't have to keep signing you all the time. Beautiful. Carlson stays, and then what about our punter? Sanchez, you're also 32.
There he is.
Will you stay for a minute? Yeah. All right. Kicker and punter stay for 2 more years each. So that is it. We have 49 million in cap.
Well, I mean, A1 priority is going to be wide receiver right off the top. So let's see where this goes.
Yes, sir. I think Colts are looking mighty decent heading into the halfway point and heading into season number 4, if I do say so myself. Let's see what free agents are here to help build this team up even more, Chef Tom. Wow. That's
That's a beast, all right.
That's a
beast.
big name if I've ever seen one. You got George Karlaftis here as well. That's a mighty hell upgrade if I've ever seen one as well. Okay, let's go position by position. Let's roll it through. Quarterbacks do not make any sense for us. Halfbacks, we're still looking phenomenal. Okay, so fullback. So here is CJ Donaldson Jr., who always ends up on my team at one point or another. Nobody has offered him anything, therefore we'll probably pick him up as a free agent. That'll be tons of fun for us. Okay, so receiver side, there's a battle here. Absolute battle. Josh Downs does not want to play for us. And he's got 10 teams offering. He wants the 15 million a year. Tyreek Hill is here, but 2 other teams offering, and he wants 23. And then you fall off a cliff to Quentin Johnston at that point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we need to at least put our name in the hat to fight for Downs. He is our number 2 guy. I just know that we can't grossly overpay him either.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not really expecting it to go well.
Are we in a withdrawal here? Are we just going to step away?
Unfortunately,
So how do you feel then about someone like a Quentin Johnston or a Keyshawn Boutte? They're speedsters. They have the same type of speed as Downs. Yes, top end, they're not the same player per se, but it does bring in some potential that moves Pierce up into the 2 spot.
which I think he's capable of. I'm hoping I haven't seen Mitchell. I'm hoping he took a turn as well, but I mean, he's also going to continue to grow now.
So do either of these kind of tickle your fancy? Because no one is offering, which means we might be able to get them for cheaper.
I mean, Keyshawn has always interested me. I just at 6 feet, maybe they're undersized. I mean, Downs wasn't anything huge either. Pretty sure Downs is probably around the 6 foot. Yeah,
5'10",
there you go, 5'10".
5'10",
So
175.
I guess you go Keyshawn.
Okay, let's go Keyshawn Boutte. Let's give it a shot. Again, nobody's offering him anything, so we can maybe try and see if we can downgrade this contract a little bit. We'll keep an eye out on that one, see if hopefully that lands. There's nobody else there, though, so it's fine. It's not a big deal. I think tight ends. Okay, so we don't have a backup tight end, but again, we can get one in free agency. We don't have to spend a ton of money here right now. Left tackle, we are locked up with Raymond. Guard, has Nelson started to drop? Okay, he's still holding at 91. I think that is okay. Center, how is our center doing? Up to 77. That's a serviceable center, in my opinion. I mean, we're not going to go spend 14 million on Linderbaum.
I know.
I'm actually
Kelly, I miss you. Oh, Fries, I miss you too. My boys, your contracts.
Will Fries does have some interest to come play for us.
Oh, sure, be coming home.
I mean, Chambly is there. He is 75. But I mean, this has maybe like a 2-year deal. Isn't awful.
Again, it's a coming home party. Fries joins.
Let's see. Does that get us in the conversation? No. Okay, so.
No, really.
How bad do you want to bring him back? I think is the question, because there is only so much money to go around.
I'd rather invest in the defensive side of the ball right now.
Okay, so then we'll move Chambly. He'll start there. Actually, hold on. Let me withdraw that. So there's also Anthony Bradford, who's only 26 and he's 78. Now no one's offering.
No one's offering, yeah.
So I mean, this could be a nice little like sneaky peeky addition. Something like that. It looks like crap, but if nobody wants him, we'll take him. So I think I'm okay with that. Right tackle, we're still.
I know what we got.
Exactly. So this is where things get interesting for me. This is where things get really spicy. Like a George Karlaftis is unreal. Because Kwity Paye is not growing. I mean, he kind of seems to always tap out around that 80, 82, 83.
I mean, the thing that we're going here is he's interested.
Very interested, apparently. But, I mean, 25.9 million. He's going to cost us an arm and a leg. So that's definitely someone to keep in mind. We definitely need a D-tackle backup for Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
Keon White's here.
But yeah, because Stewart's gone.
Yeah. Left outside linebacker. So we still got Quay. But we are okay here. Middle linebacker, yeah. Fred Warner would be absolutely insane. How is Zaire looking? So Zaire's 31. He's starting to fall off now at 79.
He's starting to fall off.
So this is something we'll have to also keep in mind. You know, maybe we look at someone like Mac. He could probably buy us a couple years at 82. Right outside linebacker.
24.
I mean, Devin, I think, is still serviceable for us. Yeah, he's a 79. You probably got another year or two out of him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's no major upgrades there. So maybe we make a push for Mac.
I mean, we can shuffle him around if he decides to sign or not. That's tricky right there, right?
Yeah, so maybe we... Okay. I'll give him the 3 years. I definitely think this is kind of an important one for us to be in on. That'll lead us 27 million. Does that get us in the conversation? Okay, that has us leading the charge.
Okay.
I like to see that.
Okay.
Corner... Who do we still got kicking right now? Yeah, so Ward, Adebo.
Yeah, we're fine.
Hill's at 82. Yeah, I don't think we need to make it. Womack is also doing pretty solid.
We might have to revisit.
I mean, Blackman's holding in there. Bynum, we know, is getting older, but he's still at 83.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I don't think there's much that needs to happen there. And then kickers and shit we can get after the fact. So I think the question becomes, do we need George Karlaftis?
I mean, he automatically becomes the best player on the defensive side of the ball.
And he is a game wrecker, as they like to call them.
And then we can move on to pay.
Oh, 100%. That is no doubt. 2 years younger. Okay, so we'd have to definitely pay him probably close to our cap if we're going to make this happen.
I mean, what's left after this? There's not much happening.
That puts us as the surefire leader to get Karlaftis.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, that is 4 active negotiations. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to free up some cap because we still need to sign some backup players in free agency. But let's see if this can get the massive job done of pulling in probably the number one free agent, you could argue. There's a lot of money that's not available right now, so did that get the job done?
This is the game changer. This is the game changer.
Baby. George fucking Karlaftis, chef. And we got Mac
Ooh.
Wilson.
Oof.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay, right.
So Keyshawn Booty is still kicking, and Bradford as well. We don't have money to sign them right now. However, there definitely is probably some trades we need to make right now to free up some space. So
Yeah.
Can we officially do that right now? I believe we can. Yes. Guys, give us 1 second. If we're going to get these other players in free agency, we need some cap room. So, stay tuned. Guys, how do you free up cap? You go get the 4th overall pick by moving out Paye. Now, as you guys know, it's time to be aggressive. We're heading into season number 4. This is going to be the halfway point of this franchise sim. So we're moving on from Paye. We're getting the 4th overall pick. We're moving out from some random halfback Haynes. And we're going to move out from a couple seconds and a couple thirds to get a high draft pick right now to hopefully draft a high-end talent that can help us in the next couple seasons. So, Jeff, I think this is a massive one for us. And ultimately, I think there's one more small deal to be made. So, guys, sit back. We'll be back in a second. Quick work here, guys. The chef and Jeff do not screw around. Zaire Franklin, obviously of an older age. We brought in Mac Wilson Sr., Jr., whatever his name is. A 6 and 7's heading out. We're getting a 3rd round pick from the Cleveland Browns. So we have 2 first-rounders and a 3rd this year, which makes this pretty much our last heavy draft of note. And this team is looking mighty fine right now. So let's go back into our free agents. Chef Tom, I think we need to make sure we can get these 2 guys signed. We do have $13 million in cap space now. I do think this, of course, is going to be of the utmost importance for us. So we got the Karlaftis signing. Okay, so Bradford, again, I think there definitely is a little bit of money we can offer him here to hopefully be in the conversation now. What about something like this? Does that push us back up? Okay, we are at the top for Bradford, and then Chef for Booty. I know this is definitely one that you mentioned is going to be incredibly important. So does this get us into a better conversation for Booty? Come on now, tell me. Okay, so LA is really fighting for Booty. So we're in a bit of a battle here with them. We are going to have to make sure we can land this. So does this get the job? Okay, so we're right up there with the Rams. I don't think we have another choice here to let this go.
I'm wondering if when it shows the interest, if it's actually like that's the position you were in, or it's just luck of the draw at that point. Because we were like well in advance of getting Williams, but he ended up signing with New York for less.
Well, the interest does play a factor, right? If he does like the location. Now, we got Booty and Bradford, so that all doesn't matter. Chef and Jeff, baby, let's go. So this might be one of our biggest off seasons yet. I think goes without saying.
It's the hump, right? This is the hump to get over. Let's also not sugarcoat it or turn a blind eye. We had the 4th and I believe it was 9th overall pick. So we potentially could even take on 2 other like game changers here.
And I think that's where we need to be, right? Right now, the only thing I do have to worry about is our cap. I think we might need to shed a little bit of salary to free up cap for our draft collateral, just because we are drafting so high. So, Chef Tom, I think there's one other small deal we need to potentially make here. Guys, give us 1 second.
We'll be back.
We'll catch you at the draft. All right, guys, we are back. Quick deal here with the Cardinals. We shaved a little bit of salary. Moving on from Ward, who is on the downswing. 2nd round pick. Brought in Morrison, 23-year-old, lock into a better contract. He's on the up and ups. And bringing a 4th round pick for this year. So that hopefully does free up a little bit of cap for us. $8.99 million. So it might be a little bit tough with the free agents we have coming in. But ultimately, let's go see our draft.
It's the first couple of draft picks, right? When we had Nolan and the Love Lady draft picks, they're both signed, I believe, at like $8 million apiece. So yeah, it's gonna be tight.
We're going to be close. I do like the idea of Love Lady. That's a big fan. I think I'm going to call him that from now going on.
Well, Bijan, of course.
Yeah, 4 and 7, Chef Tom. 4 and 7.
To the top 10, that's dangerous.
Wow. Okay, we're going to pause this draft. Let's view the draft board. Chef Tom, 2 in the top 7 picks. So if you want a wide receiver, number 1, if there's any chance that Smith or Williams drop to us, that is an absolute lock.
Well, come on. We got 4th overall, so there's a chance.
So quarterbacks are also kicking. I'm just saying now, but I think Anthony Richardson is our guy, so we are going to let him run this team. But yeah, wide receivers, I mean, there's definitely some moves to be made here. So let's see what's going to be kicking to us at the pick. I think that ultimately is going to be our decision maker. So we will skip ahead in the draft. Into the next user pick. Oh, both receivers went. The Raiola went first overall. Smith and Williams went 2 and 3, which leaves us at the 4 spot. I mean, Arch Manning is there. I don't think we need the left end. We just brought in Karlaftis. We don't need Lagway. So here's where stuff gets a little bit spicy. There's Nick Harbor from South Carolina. I mean, I don't really feel like he's the receiver that we need. He's probably not a top-end talent. Middle linebacker, Sammy Brown. So I'm pretty sure Sammy actually does end up half decent. I don't know that he becomes a legitimate starter as quick as we'd probably like him to. What do we got here? Ryan Wingo from Texas. Okay, decent catch in traffic. Not a great deep route runner, but has decent release. Might be a decent catcher. So he might not be...
My thing is, at this point, you're drafting 4th overall. If you don't see what you want, you trade down at this point.
But is it going to be getting us what we're looking for? Like, is it a trade down that makes sense? So KJ Bolden is kicking around, like man coverage, that kind of stuff, not looking great. What else we got here? Justin Williams from Georgia. Okay, Justin Williams from Georgia, not bad. B zone coverage, A pursuit, B block shed, tackle, could be anywhere from a B to a B. Looks like an incredible athlete. Yeah, the only
middle linebacker.
Middle linebacker.
Just signed. Yeah.
I mean, it almost kind of feels like he might be the right go, and Wingo might be the other choice. So, is there anyone that you want the sure thing to be?
I am so at a loss of who to pick here because I feel like we're not getting the value of it being a 4th overall pick. So I leave it to you. Gosh, it's a hard choice.
It is spicy. It is spicy. Like, these, I would say, are not probably like your prototypical, oh man, I'm drafting at the 4 spot. Like, if we had a position of need at quarterback, we're laughing right now. Absolutely laughing.
But again, it doesn't make sense for us to draft the quarterback unless we're looking to flip a said quarterback.
Yeah, which, I mean, again, there is some serviceable players here. So, okay, let's argue the middle linebacker is the more position of need. Let's take Williams. He is the scheme fit. It might have been a reach. They're going to give us a B. Okay, they ranked him at 30. He has hidden depth trait, 90 excel, 90 speed, chef. So I think we did okay here. And I think if Wingo is back around at the 7 spot, I think we are laughing. Yep, okay. So Wesco went and Xavier Brown went the corner. So I'm feeling like maybe the right choice here for us is Ryan Wingo from Texas. 6'2", 210, decent-sized receiver. Yeah, apparently he's a deep threat. Let's hope this is the guy. B-, okay. We'll take it. Hidden depth trait as well. 93 excel, 90 speed, chef.
That's huge. That's huge.
I like that for us. I like that for us a lot. Okay, let's skip ahead in the draft. Get this sucker wrapped up here. We're going to take it to the 3rd round. Make our last pick of this draft.
Thank you, Stephen.
There was a pretty good tight end that just went. Jack Endries. Looks pretty solid. Okay, so what else is here that makes sense for us? There's another wide receiver. Okay, only really good at catching traffic, so that's not necessarily going to do anything for us. Linebacker, Gary Bryant III from South Dakota. Looks like he could be pretty decent. Okay, good zone coverage, good tackle, good pursuit, not a good block shedder. But also very possible. Yeah, plays great man coverage. Okay, I don't know, Chef. I'm feeling like linebacker upgrade's never a bad thing for us.
Well, again, it's interesting. Like, our 4th overall pick is a middle linebacker. We just signed Mac in the offseason as well. So, I mean, those starting 3, middle, left, and right, it's going to be a brand new team.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look. Oh, hold on. We have some O-line here. So there's Evan Link, who looks like he could be pretty solid as well. So, okay. This puts a little bit of some interest here now, Chef. I think we need to look into these guys also. Ryan Baer also looks quite good from Pittsburgh. Wow. Okay, I'm thinking the other guy does look slightly better. So, Chef,
a little bit more well-rounded.
Yeah, do you think we're looking at Link, or do you think we go with the linebacker with Bryant III?
I would go linebacker. Again, just natural position. That alone close more in my eyes.
All right, so Brian, they're saying we had a bit of a reach, although hidden depth
I hit
chart
him.
again.
Attaboy.
Again.
Attaboy.
Love that for us. Okay, let us skip to the end of the draft now, Chef. There was nothing else for us to draft. We move on now. Guys, let's take a look at this recap to see what we're working with heading into the halfway point of this sim. Halfway point, Chef. This is season number 4. We have negative $6 million in salary. That's a bit of a problem. Draft recap. What are we working with here? Okay, so Williams coming out of the draft is a 75. And Wingo coming out of the draft is a 74. We know they both have hidden dev trait. Brian is a 69 with hidden dev trait. Oh, and apparently we did have that 4th, which I forgot was part of what we just had. So they drafted left end Omari Abor at 67 overall. So the salaries for our two guys is absolutely massive. So we do have a little bit of salary we need to cut before the season starts, before they get rid of somebody that we might want. So, guys, give us 1 second to take a look into some salary dumps. Be right back. All right, guys, unfortunately, cap casualties are as they are. Chef Tom and I did some work, and we're bringing in Fuaga from the Saints. We're unfortunately, it's hard, man. We did not want to have to move out from Quentin Nelson, but we know the decline is on. 91, he's making a ton of money. We obviously have our left tackle locked up, so we need to bring in Fuaga, who we can move to left guard, and then Devin Bush, we're going to move that contract out as well. So we are a cap-strapped team. This is what happens when you're trying to win and win now. So ultimately, I think, you know, we did a pretty good job of making that move. Let us sim to next week into the preseason. We'll take a look at this roster right now, what we're working with. And right now, Chef Tom, we are 86 overall, 87 offense, 85 defense. We will probably have to move a little bit of the lineup around a bit, just to get guys playing in the positions that they need to be. So looking at where we are now, yes. So we want Fuaga. We're going to move him officially as left guard. So edit player. He actually goes up to 88, which is not too bad, replacing replacing Quentin. So we're going to move him to left guard. We should put him as the starter. Yeah, there we go. So Raymond, Fuaga, Bortolini's done a great job. He's moved his way up. Chambly, star dev, he's 76. And then we got right there as well. Loveland is up to Superstar X Factor. We got Williams at 87. We got Anthony Richardson, who's an 88 star now. We also have Taylor, who's up to 92. Alex Pierce has lost his star dev, so that is a little bit disappointing to see. And then we have Wingo, who does have star dev. You know, ultimately, I would like to see him getting some touches. So maybe we move him into the 3 spot. No, yeah, Williams will stay as 1. We will drop Wingo to the 3 spot. The Kalen Booty will go to 4. Obviously, we're not expecting to see a ton of growth. And then defensive side of the ball, what do we got going on over here? Okay, so Blackman and Bynum we'll have to keep an eye out on. Morrison, Hill, and Adebo are going to hold it down. We got Karlaftis there now. So we do still technically need a D-tackle. A second D-tackle, that is. And I think right now, so Williams, perhaps we move to outside linebacker so that he can start. So we're going to do that right now. So edit player. And he's going to move out to the right outside linebacker side. Beautiful. Justin Williams. Just as we have, you know, Wilson Sr., it doesn't make sense for us to not get Williams playing. He actually jumps to a 77, which is great. So we need a D tackle to a prospective corner 4 and a second quarterback. And I believe we should still have our kicker punter. Yeah. Okay. So D tackle, backup quarterback, EB4. That is essentially what we're looking for. Money or in our free agents. They're definitely gonna have to be cheap because I don't believe we have a lot of money to sign anybody. So let's go to the quarterbacks. So the mentor situation we got going here. Don't want to bring in Deshaun Watson. We don't need mentors like that. Okay, yeah, let's bring Geno Smith back in again. Why not? I mean, it's a cheap contract, $1 million. That's an easy peasy sign there. Defensive tackle, we definitely still need a second. So right now, funny enough, DeForest Buckner is kicking around there. But I don't think that's going to get the job done for us. So contract-wise, I mean, maybe we bring in Tyre Tart. He'll be a solid second down guy. And then, again, the question mark we had was corner. So do we have a corner 4 we can bring in here? I mean, again, salary-wise, these are spicy as hell. Maybe Hawkins. 27, he's a 73. It's not necessarily an upgrade, though. Okay, what about Durant? Kobe Durant, can we afford to bring him on as well? I believe we should be able to. In fact, we had about $8 million. We probably spent about 5. So that gets this team set up, guys. Let us sim it through here. We're going to head right to the regular season. We are at the halfway point of this franchise. This is where it's shit or get off the puck, guys. There's not a lot of drafting left to do here. Guys got to be good now, and that is the only way we're going to make this happen. So,
I mean, it's a little bit of turning of the guard as well to see. I mean, we're moving on to the key players here, and
not too shabby, Chef. Not too shabby. I think at this point, it is make the playoffs. There is no doubt this team needs to start making the playoffs. They have to start performing. Right now, it's auto-generated rookies. Not really much else to worry about here. I think we leave the same shit because we're still in the same boat we were before.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, free agency kind of tweaking that, but yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Just make sure, again, one more time that everybody is in their correct spots. Okay, so no, they did play ball with us here, which I don't like. Oh, Ringo's injured right away. Out for 3 more weeks. That's great.
Nice.
Okay. Where did Chambly go? So Bradford is starting. Okay, I guess that's fine. Chambly is kicking around. Now at left guard, supposed to be right guard. I don't know how they moved him over or why. Otherwise, ultimately, I think everything else is looking to be pretty good. Art's going to hold there. Okay. Jeff, it is time to sim this bad boy to the halfway point. What do you think for these guys? 86 overall, 88 offense, 85 defense. Where are you seeing these guys at the halfway point, Jeff?
God, honestly, I think having been so long on the last goal, this goal, I'm very hesitant to give my 2 cents. But the optimist in me will say 4-3.
4-3. Okay. So you're thinking over 500 team should be the expectation.
There you go. 4-3.
And landed it right on the head. So let's take a look at the stats. Jonathan Taylor leads the league in rushing yards. That's fun to see. Let's take a look to see how the stats have come around for this team. So it looks like, okay, Anthony Richardson, 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's been sacked 12 times. Jonathan Taylor, obviously, like we said, leads the league. Looks like Richardson rushed in for a touchdown to 142. Receiving side of the house.
The good news here, that means that love lady. The good news here, that means that the O-line is holding up their piece if Richardson's able to air it out.
Yeah, they're giving him time, which is what matters. Loveland leads the way, 2 touchdowns, 443. Williams, 3 touchdowns, 406. Booty, 366 for 3. Pierce, 363 for 4. And then Taylor as well from the backfield. I am a little sad I'm not seeing our rookie here, but again, he is injured, so hopefully he will be back soon in the lineup. Defensive side of the ball, Mac Wilson leads the team in tackles. TFLs, Walter Nolan with 10. 5 for Wilson, 4 for Latu, 4 for Karlaftis. Sacks, 4 for Nolan, 4 for Latu. So a little bit light on the Karlaftis side, which I'm not overly happy with what I'm seeing right now. So
he's like a $25 million player.
Yeah, he better start picking it up. Otherwise, he's $25 million out of this fucking place. Interceptions, Adebo with 4. Hill with 1. Bynum with 1.
Adebo.
And the Polar Bear Steve, 1 forced fumble, and that is Karlaftis. All right, so he made his way through. Let's take a look at these contracts, Chef. There's obviously, some stuff we're going to have to look into here. We are a team that is 4-3. We're over 500. What do we got going here? So Anthony Richardson wants $227 million. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay. So you need to keep your quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to sign him at the end of the season. Darnell Wright also would like to get paid. Julian Blackman, I mean, we can probably move on from Julian. He is getting up there in age. I am expecting him to come down. I mean, Wright does need to be locked down. The only problem is the amount of money he's asking for is absolute insanity.
He also has no interest.
Also, yes, very little interest. So let's see if we can at least get him locked. Okay. So Wright will stay. Blackman can go. Adonai Mitchell, again, I think he's going to be okay to walk. Tanner Bartolini. He needs to be signed. He's 78-25, normal dev. I mean, he's doing a serviceable job.
He's been holding a goal, I know.
Yeah.
And like
the interest doesn't seem to be there, but I feel like you got to pay the man. Looking for a better fit. Okay, so we might need to try that one in the offseason. Don't care about you. Don't care about you. Yeah, everybody else here. Do not give a rat's ass for the most part. Just to confirm that. Okay, so actually, we do have a couple of options that we're going to have to be accepting here coming up very quickly. So, it's going to be a spicy offseason, Chef Tom. Very, very spicy. Okay. So, I mean, ultimately, I think there's not a lot to do, but
no,
this team is coming through.
That's about it. I mean, but look at that fucking green on the right there. I'm loving it.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing we're not in the top 10 is rush yards. So it looks like somehow we are third in the division because Jacksonville's at 6-1 and Houston is 5-2.
So much for being in the light division, but okay.
No kidding. Okay, Chef, do you expect any changes here, or do you think we just power through?
You gotta power through and hope the fucking division just relaxes their shit. What the fuck?
Indianapolis Colts.
I guess
here we are.
This is the problem of being in a division where, you know, your ship is so long. Eventually, some players are gonna, you know, hammer it out and start making a difference.
And I mean, we got ourselves a spicy meatball here. We have Anthony Richardson who wants to be paid handsomely. He is superstar now. He's like 90 plus, $40 million. That makes the cap extraordinarily tight in a lot of positions. And obviously, we got a lot of great players on this squad. So, I mean, we got to make this money go around. 11-6, boys.
There it is. Playoff again against the Chargers.
Okay, so ultimately, the offense has kept up. The defense has kept up. Rush yards, we fell off a little bit, but looking quite good. Looks like we did finish second in the division, so Jacksonville beat us out by 1 game. We locked up the 5th seed, so let's see what the playoff bracket looks like. I think the Jets came first. Yeah, the Jets are leading the first round. Looks like we have the Eagles on the other side. We got the Jags, the Bills. We got, apparently it's the Ravens and the Bengals have to play each other every season, without fail. We got Lions and Bears on the other side, Seahawks and Giants, Panthers and Packers. Chef, my oh my. Let's see how the stats finished here to end off the season. I assume the boys must have gone up because that's a pretty solid end to the year. Anthony Richardson, yeah, almost 5,000 yards again, 45 touchdowns, 19 picks, 26 stats. Is this just a copy-paste from last year?
It seems to be that way. I mean, with sacks, it looks like they actually went down a little bit from last year. Same with the INTs, I feel like, but 45 touchdowns, that's healthy. That is healthy.
Jonathan Taylor, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, looking pretty good. Scadaboot, another touchdown as well. Mahdi got his first career touchdown also, which is pretty fun to see. Receiving, Loveland led the team again, 1,116 yards, 8 touchdowns.
What a boy, Pierce.
11-14, 9 touchdowns. Booty, 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's pretty big. Hopefully he got some push with that. Williams, 978 and 8 touchdowns. And then Taylor got 4 out of the backfield. And then a couple extras here out to some randoms. Love to see it. Defensive side of the ball, Mac Wilson Sr. led the team in tackles. PFL's Walter Nolan with 14.
Oh, boy.
And sacks, Latu with 12, Karlaftis 7.5. Interceptions, Adebo with 6. Guy's killing it, man. Hill with 2 and a bunch of 1s. And then forced fumbles, 2 of them. Morrison and Karlaftis. So we're not forcing that ball out. All right. We actually had the #1 offense in the league for total yards.
Boy.
I don't think I've hit that feat as of yet. So Chef Tom, high five again. There it is.
The Colts coming up.
Anthony Richardson was 2nd in overall yards in the league. That is quite impressive. Quite impressive.
Besides the person touchdown, if I looked at it.
So 89 overall, 91 offense, 87 defense. We're taking on the Chargers here, who are also 11-6. Chef Tom, let's get this sim going. What do we think? Come on, boys.
Nothing to do but
and it's over. 44-41 loss. That is absolute insanity. Wow. 44 to that's a shootout. I don't know the way you put it. Absolute shootout. Looking at the weekly awards, it looks like somebody got called out. Latu, 9 tackles, 2 sacks. Latu. Crazy. 5 passing touchdowns for Herbert. So, I mean, it was a quarterback battle, clearly. A lot of points in that game. Okay.
Man.
We are going to
advance.
I actually thought this might have been the year for us, and it would have been the quickest potential Super Bowl we could have had in these rebuilds.
That hurts.
We are past the halfway point, Chef. We have the Eagles, and we got the Bills in the final. Chef, who do you got?
Wow, the Bills were the 7th seed and they fucking pushed through. God damn.
I think I'm going Eagles.
The Bills have yet to do it.
The Bills did it
and
once.
they will continue.
You called it. It is a done deal. Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champions, 37-31. Jalen Hurts is your Super Bowl MVP. So Jordan Love won the MVP of the league. Louis Fox, Coach of the Year for the Jets. Brandon Ayuk was Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year for the second time. Jarrett Gibson, halfback for the 49ers, was Rookie of the Year. And Aaron Chili's was the Rookie of the Year for the Cowboys, middle linebacker. Who doesn't love good chilies? You know what I mean? Who doesn't love chilies?
Well, spices is the key of life.
What do we got here for retirement? So Grover Stewart actually just retired. So good thing we jumped off him when we did. Anybody for our Colts? Geno Smith. All right, well, that makes sense. You know, Geno came in basically to help out, do his thing with Anthony Richardson. It's exactly what we wanted to see. I mean, nothing really else to do here, guys. We are going to advance the week. We have some players to re-sign. There's some big players to re-sign. Quite scary, actually, especially with the big contracts we have coming for a few of them. Okay, so we have Colston Loveland, who needs his option accepted. We are 1,000% going to do that.
You could argue he's the tight end 1, but also wide receiver 1.
Essentially, yeah. Okay, so Anthony Richardson, he needs this contract. So his interest level is here to stay. I don't know how much more it's going to take to get this done. I'm hoping this is it. Come on, Anthony.
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Let's make this happen. Beautiful. We lock up our franchise quarterback. That takes us through the rest of the way. Benjamin Morrison. Yeah, we're going to accept that option. No questions asked. Walter Nolan. That's another option we're going to need. Julian Blackman, we can let go. Adonai Mitchell. Again, I think, Chef, we're both in agreement. We can probably let him go as well. We have our drafted rookie. Bartolini, that's definitely one we need to sign, and I'm hoping we can make work here. So, come on, dude. You're at 79.
He's done well by us.
He really has. He's been very serviceable starter. So, we want to make sure he stays. Let's do that. Beautiful. Bartolini stays. Adonai Mitchell, Gonzalez, Durant. Yeah, I think the rest here, Chef.
That's pretty much it.
We're good. So, we have a minimal $16 million to head into free agency with. But you know what? The big signings, the big guys, they're all staying. And that's all.
I really don't see the holes. I really do not see the holes that we need to refill as in, years past we did. Truthfully, I think we just, look just the same we look, but I think we're good to move on to just, oh man, Gibbs is your boy. But we truly are able to just move on to the draft at this point, I would believe.
Yeah, there is some very, very spicy opportunities here. Ultimately, again, a lot of these don't really make any sense for us. My fullback buddy's still kicking around, but I think we've served well without it. We can probably make it work. Ultimately, wide receiver side here. Yeah, so Booty got up to 82. Williams is at 88. Alec Pierce at 83. We have the rookie that's there as well. I mean, I don't know that it makes sense to go crazy trying to sign somebody here unless you're feeling otherwise.
I mean, again, I'm a big fan of Moore, but I would rather our offense was top 1 overall in the league. You let it run it out. You hit replay at this point,
Okay, so then we're okay there. I think tight end, we're also okay. O-line, I mean, we really should be fine. Not really any major requirements here. Yeah, like nothing of note at least, right? I mean,
well, nothing that you really want to invest in further, right? I mean, we got $16 million, which is not a lot. It's really one player we could make a pitch for if we had to. Oh, Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and the only one that actually is speaking to me a little bit actually is D-tackle, right? Because we do have Walter Nolan, but we actually don't have a D-tackle too. And I guess it would probably make sense to bring in something remotely decent. It's just a matter of what is that. That is the biggest part of the conversation. So, like a high 70, definitely not a bad thing. Devon Wyatt, he's a scheme fit, 10 million. Maybe we can get him for slightly cheaper. Nobody is interested. Let's see if we can get him on a nice cap-friendly deal. You know, something. Listen, you need somewhere to play. We're going to give that to you. Come on down.
This is a win-win-win.
Yeah, the price is right. You know what I mean? You know, corner potentially is the only other discussion point. I feel
Actually,
like...
no, it should be free safety with Blackman now being.
Very true. Yes, yes, yes. Which ultimately, it's all the same crap that's here. So, I mean, we could prospectively grab like an Ardarius Washington. He is younger. He has more interest in playing for us.
I mean, I guess that makes the most sense at that point then, yeah.
But is there a strong safety we can also move over? And I mean, no, there's nothing. And I think we are going to start to see the regression as well with Bynum. There it is. At 30, he's 81. So probably a little bit to look into there. So Washington, no one is interested. He does look like he wants to play for us. So again, if we can maybe undercut this value here a little bit to have him come play, I mean, why not? ECU, man, we'll give that option. I think, Chef, let's sim ahead. Let's see what this looks like.
Yep.
I think, like you said, this team is in the growth cycle right now. I think going crazy with too much tweaking and everything probably doesn't make a ton of sense for us. So
no.
Let's see free agents. I mean, it doesn't look like we were able to sign anybody. My signing's nothing. Okay, so target-wise, we are still the top 2 to grab these boys. So let's give this another advanced week. Hopefully, we continue to stay at the top of the list. And hopefully, we can get 2 guys signed here. Okay, so looks like maybe 1. We're at 12.5 left over. So who signed officially? Okay, so we did get the D tackle. That is great. Washington still seems to be that he is available as well. Nobody else is offering. So if we can lock that down as well, I think we're looking pretty damn good with, you know...
Pen to paper, sir. Pen to paper.
I think that's it, Chef. Let's look at the reclap, but I believe that is it. Yep, Ardarius Washington,
yes,
Devontae Wyatt.
Sir.
Come on in.
Okay.
Just help out this squad. All right. Nothing left to do but to head into the NFL draft, which we know right now we have next to no draft collateral. So essentially, I think we have our first round pick, and that is it. So let's see. We did make the playoffs, so we're probably in like the 20s. Yeah, 22. So we will pause the draft, skip ahead in the draft here. Let's see what the next user pick looks like. What's kicking around there for us, Chef Tom? Let's make our selection. Let's see. We're battling out need versus what's kicking. So there is a quarterback. Okay, so there is
might
some
not be a bad idea.
safeties. Yeah.
Free safety, not a bad idea.
Otis Hilton from Michigan State. Let's see. Okay, so decent hit, decent man coverage. Can't tackle, can't play zone. So not overly ideal. There's Dwight Carter, linebacker, but I'm feeling like we're probably doing not terrible at linebacker. And I mean, he doesn't jump off the page as like a must-have. There's Brendan Cash, 6 foot from Alabama, plays zone. Okay, decent hit power, decent tackler, decent zone coverage. Not a great man coverage guy. Not great play rec either, which isn't phenomenal by any means. There's also Bolden down here. Okay, so in zone again. Play rec is a D. You always love to see a D from your safeties. Yeah. Love that for us. What about Gilbert Godfrey down here? You got something for us? Okay, so good hit, good man, bad zone. I mean, at this point, you're pretty much at a crapshoot. Isaiah McDonald, does he stand out?
Just throw a player up, right?
Yeah, I mean, Chef, there's not a lot here that makes a ton of sense. I mean, again, unless we go on the O-line. I mean, just to have some backups just in case. I'm thinking it's O-line, safety, or potentially D-tackle, because that is really what we've been pulling guys in on.
Give me just pull up McLean here for a second. McLean. I mean, it's center, yeah. That'd be the only other kind of...
Oh. I mean, that seems like a no-brainer if you ask me.
I would agree.
Okay, Dale McLean, 6'3", 311 out of Florida State. Numbers look solid. We're hoping it's legit. And apparently that's a miss. But he's got a hidden depth trait.
Okay.
Hidden depth trait. Okay.
That's all one can ask for right now. That's all one can ask for right now.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up this draft because I don't think we have any more picks anyways. So let's get right into this, Chef Tom. We are heading into season number 5. We're in the back half now of the sim. So if it's going to happen, it's got to happen soon. Let's take a look here at our recap. What do we got going here? So,
Let's just take a look at the one player.
essentially, okay, so 71 out of the draft for Dale McClain with the hidden dev trait. We had a 6th and 7th. They brought us free safety Sam Thompson, who's a 67, and Ben Green, who is a tight end, who's 65. All right, we got a couple bodies.
Okay.
Not too shabby. Let us head into preseason. Take a look at this roster. Let's see kind of what we're looking at. Again, we know there's going to be a couple of free agents that we have to pull in. So 88 overall, 91 offense, 85 defense. The low defense doesn't make sense to me. I feel like our team is definitely higher value
we've
than
been
that.
making like steady improvements.
Okay. So Chambly is up to a 77. And
Barcelona is up to an 81. Watch out.
Star Dev. So Bradford's at the 80. Cornelius. Okay, so McLean is also there. Wright is up. Richardson's up to a 90. So Taylor has dropped off to 88 Star Dev. So that's not great to see. So Ringo got wasted, or Wingo. Don't love that. Loveland, Superstar X Factor. Defensive side of the ball. Yeah, Williams up to 81. Walker 86. Wilson 81. Bynum, Washington at 78. Adebo. The corners are looking pretty good. You know, again, I think it's a pretty strong team, Chef Tom. It's not perfect by any means, but I feel like there's a lot of goodness here.
I'm with you on this.
So we do
I feel that we are somewhat underrated here.
Yeah.
But we do need a second backup quarterback.
It's just one, just in case. We don't have Geno Smith anymore to come mentor Anthony Richardson. And the way that he's making us pay for stuff, he's not going to get much of anything. So you're going to get...
Oh, Minshew
Mania?
Yeah.
Gardner
Minshew. If you have the confidence to rock that stash, you're all right by me.
So Gardner is back as per Chef Tom's request. I'm now to head in to the regular season. I mean, I'd like to see our defensive number come up. I feel like the team is pretty solid on the defense now. I think 85 is a little bit low for what I see from that team. But let's see what we're working with here. Okay, yeah, so 88, 91, 85. We play off the Texans here to start off. Chef Tom, I mean, at this point now, it's got to be make the playoffs. That's got to be continuous all the way through.
As we make the playoffs, and honestly, I think it has to be win the division at this point.
So here we go. Quarterbacks, scouts, all that shit. It don't matter now. This is season number 5. We got 3 seasons left to do the damn thing. Let's get right into it, Chef. Time to hit the mid-season. What do we got here? I'd like to see a 5-2 team. I'd love to.
Season 5.
Season 5.
5-2 for 5. Yeah, I'm good with that.
5-2 for 5. I mean, our division is difficult. We've noticed the Jags had a pretty solid year last year. The Texans seem to be having a bit of a resurgence. So we went from kind of being the shittiest division into clearly there's been a lot of growth within it. 5-1, baby.
5-1.
Yeah.
You ask and you shall receive.
You love to see that. So the defense is holding strong. Pass yards, we've come down a little bit, and rushing, it looks like we're not doing as great as I would hope.
Makes me wonder if Taylor's injured.
Taylor's injured, or maybe because he's dropped under the 90 mark and he's no longer star dev. Definitely a lot of conversations to have there. But we are leading the division right now. We have the number 2 seed. Let's take a look at the stats here to see how the team is doing. Anthony Richardson, as per usual, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Pretty much always the halfway mark. 9 sacks, 1,600 yards. Rushing-wise, so Taylor, 329 with 4 touchdowns. So, again, a little bit light, I would say. Receiving, Pierce, 9 touchdowns, 472. Booty, 388 for 2. Loveland, 329 for 4. Williams, 274 for 1. Ringo's not getting the touches, though. Come on, guys. Let's not waste our boy here.
He's not even playing.
I know. What the hell's going on?
Jesus.
Wilson's leading the charge in tackles. TFL's is Justin Williams with 5. Quay Walker there with 3. Sacks is Quay Walker with 5. Nolan's got 4. Latu's got 4. I have to say I've been incredibly disappointed with George Karlaftis. Incredibly disappointed.
How much can we pay him?
Yeah, he might not be on the
team for very long.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, especially with Richardson's contract coming into play now.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 interceptions for Adebo, 1 for Hill, and then forced fumbles.
Adebo's been lights out, let me tell you.
Adebo
acquiring
and
him?
Yeah, these boys are doing great, man. They are doing great. Offensive yards were definitely not where we were before, but hey, winning, you find ways to win games. That is ultimately what this is all about. Let's take
so funny enough, like it was the offense that was leading it, but now lo and behold, here we go. It's the defense that's holding us in.
We got the flip. All right, so we have Talise Fuaka, who wants to be paid. We got Latu, who wants to be paid, and we have 32 million in cap. Oh my God, Raymond's coming up. Pierce is coming up. Bynum's coming up. Oh boy, Chef. Okay. So, Chef Tom. People to be signed.
I'm here.
No money to be had. Looks like we may need to make some deals here before we get ourselves in some trouble.
It seems to be that way. So let's take a little off-camera action here.
Guys, it's time for some sneaky peeky. We'll catch you soon. Well, guys, when you're cap strapped, deals have to be made, and the chef and I did not hold back.
No, we did not hold back in the slightest.
Here's a new look at these Colts. 5-1 Colts, that is. New left tackle, Raymond wanted to get paid. We got in a younger Francisco Carmona, who is a superstar dev, 84 overall, has a couple years left under contract. We got Fuaga, who will end up paying now because we have some money to do so. Bartolini at 81, Bradford at 80. Obviously, we got Chambly and McLean here as well, who are growing to help out the depth on the line. And right there, Loveland's up to 96 X Factor. You love to see it. Richardson's up to 93. Oh, wait, who's that beside Richardson? Ashton Ginty, baby. We got a little bit younger. We moved on from Taylor, who was on the downswing. We have a 92 superstar in Ginty, which I think is just going to help this squad. Wide receiver-wise, we've seen some great growth. Wingo's up to 76. Pierce up to 86, even though he's normal dev. Booty there at 83, so looking pretty good. Williams holding on at 88. Defensively is where we're going to see some of the biggest changes. So we moved on from George Karlaftis. We were not seeing the performance from him that we were looking for. So he
Not at
moves
that
out.
price point.
Not at the price point.
Not at that price point.
So for that deal, we moved out Karlaftis and we're able to bring in Michael Williams, who's now starting at left end, Devin Lloyd, who's now our superstar X Factor middle linebacker, and as well as Caleb Downs at free safety. So we got an upgrade at multiple positions and spreading out that cap, and we actually ended up saving money with the deal as well. So absolutely phenomenal. Really happy with that deal. We've seen some great growth from Justin Williams up to 82. We got Walker there at 86. And moving out after Bynum, because he was going down, we were able to pull out Thieneman, who does have star dev. He's 84. And you could just see our corners are growing so well right now. Adebo, 89. Morrison, 90. Hills at 84. Like, Chef Tom, I mean, this squad is just growing.
I'm very curious to see how they respond from going from a 5-1 team, which arguably you just let it, keep rolling out. But when people need to get paid, it's where the decisions need to be made. And,
I'm doing the money Manziel right now, and right now we had to have smart money, guys. So this team is 89 overall, 91 offense, 87 defense, 5-1. Chef Tom, are you ready for the back half to see if this team can make the playoffs?
Let's see. I'm very curious. Because as we were, discussing on the breakdowns of who to trade and all this stuff, and we're like, defense is what brought us to 5-1, and we totally revamped the defense more over than the offense, as you said. And let's see if it bites us in the ass, or is this to push the, is this our first title, our division title?
Let's see. If you don't consider this team more well-rounded, I don't know any other way you can look at them.
Three polls are better well-rounded.
Chef Tom,
14
and I'm just... I'm fucking 5 on the screen right now. Yeah.
9-2 the rest of the year? Are you kidding me?
90 overall, 92 offense, 88 defense, 10th overall in offensive points per game, 3rd in pass yards. So rush yards we did slow down, which is surprising because we did bring in Ashton Ginty. 2nd overall in defensive points per game, 3rd overall in opposing rushing yards, and 14th for opposing pass yards. Finished 2nd in the AFC, 1st in the division. Yeah, we tied Cincinnati with the best record. Unbelievable.
That's ridiculous that we did. I was like, how did we not get a first round bye?
Well, let's see what this team has to say. I mean, it looks like, okay, so Anthony Richardson might be injured, or was at some point. Only 3,200 yards, 34 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 17 sacks. Gardner Minshew came in, 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, sacked 12 times. So hopefully he's not injured right now. Rushing, Ginty finished with 865, 11 touchdowns. Minshew rushed in 2. That's pretty funny, actually. Receiving, So Pierce, 1,100 yards, 16 touchdowns for Alec Pierce. Loveland, 1,055 for 9 touchdowns. Williams, 951 for 7. Booty, 861 for 6. Ginty had 1 as well, and Scadaboo also. And Mahdi, attaboy, 1 receiving and 1 rushing. Defensive side, Devin Lloyd led the way in tackles, 131. TFLs was Latu with 12. Nolan and Williams with 10 each. Love to see it. Latu leads the team in sacks with 10.5. Walker with 8. Nolan with 7.5. Interceptions, 5 for Paulson Adebo. 3 for Lloyd, 2 for Hill, 2 for Morrison, 2 for Schwessinger. And forced fumbles, the Polar Bear Steve stat, that is 5. Adebo, Lloyd, Hill, and Caleb Downs, all with their 2 or 1 each. So, I mean, this team, Chef Tom, did perform. There is no doubt in my mind. That is the best record we've had in these rebuilds.
Yeah, no, I mean, the tweaks, that definitely paid off. And now here's the caveat.
Anthony Richardson is injured. Ashton Ginty is injured. Wow. Richardson, what's the injury? Dislocated ankle. He's out for 2 more weeks. So that's our star quarterback. And Scadaboo is starting because Ashton Ginty has a dislocated hip and he's out for 3 more weeks.
So playoffs.
It is the playoffs. We have put together what is an absolutely stellar team across the board. We're seeing incredible growth from this team. So Adebo just went up to superstar. Morrison's up to 91. Looks like Nolan 87.
Williams went up too.
Latu 89. Williams 86. Like there's some growth here. But I mean, Chef Tom, we're down our starting halfback and we're down our starting quarterback. Can this team find a way to beat Patrick Mahomes?
Oh my God, our defense needs to stand on their heads right now. This is ridiculous. Oh my God.
Let's go Colts, baby. Come on. Good juju. And it's done. 35-28. I mean, what else can you do? We literally lost our 2 top guys. Yeah, so Carolina had the first round bye. We had the Bengals, then it was the Seahawks. We had the Saints, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Dallas, and LA. And on our side, of course, us and the Chiefs, the Bills and the Steelers, the Broncos and the Ravens.
What just a letdown of.
Like, even if we could have had one of them present, even one of them, both dead.
I'm just curious if the injuries occurred towards were we how we finished 14-3? Like, were we 14-1 and then it was injury 14-2, injury 14-3 to finish the season? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how soon was it? That's a good question. But it looks like, okay, so Baltimore and Cincinnati had to play themselves again because, they couldn't meet in the first round, so they met in the AFC Championship game. Baltimore is moving on. We got the 5 seed against Green Bay, the 3 seed. Chef Tom, who do you got? Is it Lamar Jackson or do you have Jordan Love in the Packers?
Just based on the fact that Love won the MVP most recently, between the two, I would give it to Green Bay. Let's see.
Okay. What do we got going here? The Sim says it is the Baltimore Ravens. 31-16.
Convincing win.
Yeah, we got Nabdi Matabuke was the left end Super Bowl MVP. Brock Purdy was the NFL MVP with David Canales from the Panthers as Coach of the Year. Puka Nacua wins his 2nd Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson was his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year. Zach Cook, wide receiver for the Dolphins, was Offensive Rookie of the Year. And the Saints middle linebacker Parker Davis was the Defensive Player of the Year. So,
Jeff, I feel at this point we rush it through and
yeah, 59.2 million.
There's no sense in.
Okay, Fernando Carmona. We are going to give him his option. That is correct. We got Tylese Fuaga. Man wants to get paid. I mean, he's a stud. There's no reason why we wouldn't. He does have interest in staying, so I don't think we have to give him hopefully too much more to make him stay. Oh my God. Okay, Fuaga wants to potentially get paid more. Dylan Thieneman. Yeah, we'll take his option. That's fine. Caleb Downs. Apparently, he's an option player as well. We're taking that. Leitu wants to get paid. Has no interest in staying, which is also incredibly difficult to hear. Okay, Leitu.
Well, I mean, he's been leading a team in Okay, thank you. Because he's been leading our team in.
We're going to accept the option in Chambly as well. Alec Pierce. I mean, he's been really solid. It's hard to say no to him. Doesn't have a ton of interest to stay, but we are going to have to find a way to make this work. So
Yeah, we don't need another down situation because P walks. Okay.
Yeah. Piercy stays. Bradford. I mean, I could almost let him go because we have Chambly. That might be a place that we could save a little bit of money. Scadaboo, again, we can get a backup, halfback. I'm not too worried about it. Sonny Styles, same thing. I mean, at this point, he hasn't really turned out to be much. Lewis, Devonshire. Yeah, there is really nobody else here of note. Even like our kickers and our punters are dropping off. We can find somebody else at the free agent point. So we really just need to focus on getting Fuaga signed.
Agreed.
That is the big
That's A1 priority.
Okay, let us head off into free agency. I mean, ultimately, I don't think there's much else we can even spend here as well. We got $22 million in cap. Let's see who's there, just for argument's sake. But you're right, I think we need to head into Season 6 here pretty quickly. Ow, TJ Watt. Ow.
Don't you think it?
Ow. Okay, so Fuaga, he's looking at $20 million. There's only one other team on the market that's willing to make him an offer. He is still high on us. But we are in cap hell here again with $2.27 million left over. Okay, so we are above Arizona. I don't think there's anywhere else we can go right now. We may even need to look at moving out from cap. Which I don't even know where that comes from, but...
I mean, I don't want to say it, but it might have to be the big boy in town.
Anthony Richardson?
There's really no other place to go from here.
Okay, well, Fuaga signed, so we do have our left guard back. Chef, do we need to take a look at this roster real quick before we make any other moves?
I don't believe so. I think it's really a cut and paste, playback. We hit it again.
We do need to free up some cap, though. So, guys, give us a minute. Be right back. All right, guys, here we are. It is season number 6. We have some differences to show you in this roster. However, we're going to start off with the regular season, posting our goal. Chef Tom, is there any other way?
I mean, it's going to be wherever home.
You're there. Yeah, right? Like, this is it now. This team has to do something. This doesn't matter. Auto-generated, sure. We don't care about the scouts. Guys, none of these draft picks matter. And to be honest, we're not going to have many draft picks because we're trading to be aggressive. Now, is this team phenomenal? Pretty much. Is there some holes? Sure. We're 89 overall, 91 offense, 88 defense. This is what this roster is looking like right now. Now, we've had some challenges because Anthony Richardson took up all the cap. But here's where we're at.
Yeah, we've been... I'll be honest, Jeff, in his defense of Richardson, I was like, just move him. Just move him. Because he's like $46 million against the cap.
46.
But
we're too far in. So this is our roster, guys. We've seen some changes on the O-line. Carmona at left tackle. Skoronski comes in at left guard. JPJ is now our center. We got Harris, a younger guy we brought in at right guard, and we moved Bortolini out to right tackle. You guys got Loveland, 98 superstar X Factor. He's killing it. Anthony Richardson, obviously 91 superstar. GT 92. Zach Wilson, mommy fucker, is now our backup. Fullback situation, we don't really care. We got Pierce and Williams. We got Booty and Wingo. And then after that point, it gets a little weak. Defensive side of the ball, Williams, Lloyd, Walker still at linebacker. Downs and Thieneman still at safety. Leitu, Morrison. A little upgrade there at corner. You now see we have Mike Sainra still. He came in and replaced... who did we get rid of again? Hill. We got rid of Hill.
Hill on the 3, yeah.
Now we've upgraded our top 3. We got Hayden, the rookie, who comes in at 4. And then we got Nolan, Leitu, Williams, Thieneman. So we had to also go get some special teams with Evans and Bates because we didn't have a kicker or a punter. So we are a cap team. We have built the best squad possible. Looks like a pretty good roster to me. Chef Tom, let us hit the halfway point of the season. What are your expectations for this squad? I mean, come on, man. This squad is looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, yeah. But as, last season showed, we're 1 injury, 2 injuries away from just devastation.
Guys,
like last year.
Like, that had to be
it was
right?
just... That carpet was just ripped from our feet. There's no way you go 14-3.
All right, well, right now we are 4-3. Looks like Okay, so defensively, we've seen some numbers drop. Rush yards, I'm not understanding why we fell off the table. I mean, we got Ashton G&T in there. Offensively as well, we're not looking stellar. We are second in the division, so Houston is 1 win ahead of us. Anthony Richardson is second in the league in numbers. So let's go take a quick look at those stats before we head forward here. What do we got going? Richardson, 17-9. Copy-paste, copy-paste. 2,096 yards,
Honestly.
12 sacks. Ashton G&T's got 403 touchdowns. A little bit light for him. I'm hoping we see more. Booty leads the way with 492 and 4 tutties. Pierce, 491 with 2. Loveland's got 444 and 4 touchdowns. Williams, 395 and 5. And then G&T's got 2 receiving touchdowns as well. Defensive side of the ball, not blocking. Defensive. Lloyd leads in tackles. For TFLs, we have 10 for Williams and Latu. Leading in sacks, we got Latu with 4.5, Nolan with 3.5, Williams with 3.5 as well. INT, 2 for Morrison, 1 for Williams, 1 for Downs. And then our forced fumbles, the Polar Bear Steve stat, Michael Williams has 1 there. So 4 and 3, it's not awful. We are second in offensive yards. I mean, again, contract-wise, I mean, we have 22 players coming up for negotiation, which is scary. 87 million. Okay, so Loveland wants to get paid. There's 1 year left after this. He doesn't want to play for us. Nobody ever does. Loveland, we need you to stay. Can you please stay? Beautiful. Colston Loveland is locked down for this season and the remainder of next. Benjamin Morrison wants to get paid. Okay. So obviously he's our number 1 CB. He does want to stay with the team. We shouldn't have to pay him too much. I'm hoping this gets the job done. Okay, needs time to think it over. So we may need to lock that one down after the season's over. Walter Nolan now wants to get paid. Has no interest in signing with us. So again, money to be spent. Come on, Nolan. Okay, Nolan does not want to stay with us as well. So that is an end of season conversation. Jameson Williams is looking for his next contract. Oh my lord. Okay.
This is just getting spicier and spicier.
He does want to stay. Yeah, there we go. Williams stays. JPJ also looking for a contract. Again, he's pretty much our starting center now, so we kind of have to make this work. He doesn't want to stay, however, so we're going to have to pay the man a little bit more. Okay. Not exactly looking like what he wants, so that's also going to be an off-season discussion. Devin Lloyd also needs to get paid. Not happening currently. Keyshawn Booty, Paulson Adebo. All right, so a lot of people to get paid and not a lot of money to go around. That is a spicy meatball. A lot of people. A lot of people. All right, Chef Tom, we are 4 and 3 at the halfway point. We have a lot of contracts that need to be situated here because people are going to walk out the door. You ready for some trades, Chef?
I guess we have no choice.
No choice, guys. Stay tuned. You may see a new roster. Who knows? But we'll catch you back here in a minute. All right, guys. We had to move out some contracts. We made things work. Chef Tom's touching the screen, as you can see. You see our O-line had a little tweak again. We moved on from Bartolini in the $8 million. We started to play some of our younger guys. We're just going to give them an opportunity. It just makes sense, especially when you're in cap hell like we are. You guys saw the negotiations. We have a lot of work to do after the season's over. Before the last season, that is. Defensively, again, we made some moves. So Devin Lloyd moves out. We brought in Capers, who is hidden dev trait, 85 overall already. Had some more of a happy contract, longer term. So it's a big move for us to bring him in. You also would notice we changed up our corners. So we have DJ Turner II, who came in for Paulson Adebo, who's on his way down. And it was only 1 year left on his contract. And we brought in Christian Benford from the Bills. And we sent out Morrison, who unfortunately, again, was asking for a ton and did have a lot of cap hit on him as well. So this is the squad, guys. This is where we're looking now, heading into the back half of the season. Jeff Tom, are you ready to see what these boys can do?
Let's push forward. Fucking pedal the metal and grip and rip it. What other analogies can I use here?
There's nothing else left, man. Well, you're all in now. That's it, right? We have brought this team out of obscurity. You know, we became playoff contenders. We were 14 and 3, only to lose our halfback and our freaking quarterback in the playoffs. Like,
yeah, I can't write that storyline like that.
It's just such bad luck, man, and it's such a shitty situation to be a part of. But I trust this team. I feel like we still have an opportunity in this next 2 years to get the job done. And it starts with the playoffs, 11 and 6, baby. We are back in the playoffs.
Okay.
The team looks like
you turned it up.
Yeah, pretty decently on the back half. It looks like we did win the division again. That's back-to-back years, 11 and 6, and we are the 2 seed again to Buffalo. So let's go check the stats quickly first. See what we're working with here.
Again,
Richardson.
we're just holding on, almost 5,000 here.
So almost touched 5,000, 41 touchdowns, lowered the interceptions at 12, which is phenomenal. Was sacked 26 times, so okay, we saw that pick up a little bit. G&T almost 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Richardson adds in 3. Looks like receiving Booty, 13 touchdowns, 1162. You love to see that. Pierce 1121 for 4. Loveland 1,098 for 9. Williams 979 for 9, and then G&T 5 out of the backfield, which is also great.
That's ridiculous. Almost 4 receivers with 1,000 yards each.
Pretty fantastic, right? Capers led the team in tackles. Guy looks like he's gonna be an absolute stud. TFLs, we got Williams and Nolan with 17 and 15. Latu with 15 as well. Looks like sacks. We were getting to the quarterback. Latu 11.5, Nolan 11, Williams and Walker with 7.5. So love to see that growth as well.
That's some homegrown,
right?
Homegrown talent right there.
INTs, Benford with 5, Williams, Turner, Downs with 2 each, and a couple guys there with 1. And then forced fumbles, the Polar Bear Steve stat. We still had our 1 token. So there you go, Polar Bear Steve. Michael Williams gets the 1. And this team has made the playoffs. We were second in overall offensive yards for the year. I mean, Chef Tom, you're here now. It's a wild card matchup against the Dolphins, which we are outmatching them without a doubt. 91 overall, 93 offense, 89 defense.
We are healthy.
We are healthy right now. Taking a look at the bracket. So Buffalo and the Commanders get the first round buys. We have the Dolphins. There it is again. The AFC North matchup. Ravens and fucking Bengals again. What's that? 4 years now out of 5. Raiders and Texans. We got Rams in San Francisco. We got the Packers and the Giants. And then we got the Falcons and the Cowboys. It's year 6, Tom. There is no more dicking around. These boys need to perform, and we need to make this happen. So here we go. Let's go, Colts. Take out these Dolphins. Yes, sir.
Yes, finally.
25-21 win. Now we got the Raiders. We got the Raiders for the AFC semifinal, if you will. 89, 89, and 88. Okay, here we go. There is a weekly award. So who won it for us? Anthony Richardson, 383, 30 of 36, 4 passing touchdowns. That is an incredible week for A-Rich. Love to see that. Okay. Let's sim again. Can we take out these Raiders? Come on, let's go, baby.
On to the next one.
Let's go, baby.
On to the next one.
Let's
on to the next
go.
One. On to the next one.
24-6 win. 24-6
Just shut
win.
them down. Just
AFC
shut them
championship game, Chef Tom. We got the Bengals. We outmatched these guys as well. It looks to be, come on, has to be our championship to win for the AFC. Can we do it? Come on, Colts. Let's go, baby. Keep the momentum going. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a second. It doesn't show that one now that we're at the Pro Bowl. Did we do it? The Colts are in the Super Bowl, baby. 44-28 win over the Bengals. And we have the 6th seed New York Giants to try and get this done.
How funny would it be, the Giants, the team that we had to ship Pittman to?
Wow. Look at that, eh? Anthony Richardson, 23 of 30, 333, another 4 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown as well. And Mikey Sainristil, an interception and 6 tackles on the defensive side of the ball. Wow. Okay. Heading off to the Super Bowl here, guys. The team is 91 overall, 93 offense, 91 defense. And apparently just changed back to 89 defense now. Love that. Against the 10-7 New York Giants, who are getting 5s across the board. Okay, Chef Tom.
Come on, boys. It's now or never. It's now or never. Because if it's not now, man, I swear to God, Richardson's done. There's no other wiggle room here.
All right, here we go. Chef Tom, are we Super Bowl champions in the 6th season? We'll be the shortest to date to win the Super Bowl. Let's go. Oh my God, we lost. 24-10 to the Giants. Are you kidding me? Come on. That's a lie. Oh no, we won. It actually showed it correctly. We fucking did it, Chef Tom. Let's go. Let's go. 6 seasons. Indianapolis Colts.
Apparently, fucking 4-year-old Josh Allen's still, filling in some MVPs.
My God, guys, it is 2:12 in the morning right now. This is the dad year. Chef Tom and I have been struggling.
This is bordering on senile. Just grasping.
Indianapolis Colts, baby. Champions. Anthony Richardson, MVP. We paid the man. We stuck with him, and he did it for us. Like you said, Josh Allen, MVP again. Joseph Wells, Commanders Coach of the Year. Keon Coleman won Offensive Player of the Year for the Bills. Myles Garrett was Defensive Player of the Year. DeMar Lawson, Offensive Rookie for the Lions wide receiver. And left end, Chauncey Hopkins for the Texans was Defensive. Chef Tom, that's back-to-back Super Bowls, baby.
Hey. But you know what also it is? It's my Colts getting a championship over your Steelers is what that is.
All right, if you could see my face right now, we've learned a lot since the first rebuild we did. If I went back to the Steelers, I could probably make them win now too, Chef Tom. But you know what? It's fine. I'll give it to you. It has been done. We won the division multiple times. We won the AFC Championship. We won the Super Bowl now. The team finishes at 91 overall, 93 offense, 91 defense. I personally would like to see how the playoffs went stat-wise. This is typically how I like to usually finish it off. So let's head to the schedule, and let's see how these games went. So we're going to go to the team schedule. We're going to go to the postseason. All right, so the first game against the Dolphins, 45-21. How did the team look here? So Richardson, wow, 148 passer rating. 30 of 36, four touchdowns. Absolutely killed it.
A long reception of 70 yards.
Genty, 83 yards rushing with a touchdown. Richardson with 11. Receiving, Booty led the charge. 122 with a touchdown. Pierce had 2 tutties. Green, the tight
nice
end,
little additional.
had one as well.
Oh, Pierce had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, tackles, Walker and Capers led the way. Sacks, 1.5 for Williams in this game, half for Nolan. And interceptions for Williams and Hayden.
Huge.
So, team showed up big against Miami. Against the Raiders, 24-6. Another very, very high defensive game here. So, Richardson came in 2 tutties, 242 yards, 22 of 27. No interceptions. So, he actually was responsible with the ball in the playoffs. 65 yards for G&T with another touchdown. Receiving, Loveland, 83 for a touchdown. Pierce, 67 for a touchdown. They led the charge. Defensive side of the ball, so... Okay, that's not us. Colts. Sainra still led in tackles. TFLs was Capers and Leitu. Sacks, 2 for Williams. And no picks. So again, pretty tight
Williams
game.
seems to really have picked it up.
It seems like he did. We got the Bengals here. Richardson, 151.8. 23 of 30. 4 touchdowns, 333 yards. Out-duels Joe Burrow. Rushing, Ashton Jeanty, 54. Looks like, again... Richardson got the rushing touchdown here as well. Receiving side of the ball, Williams led the game, 149 with a touchdown. Jamar Chase had himself a game as well.
Yeah.
So that is the 2 best of the best against each other, standing up. Really, really solid there. G&T gets a receiving touchdown. Booty with a receiving touchdown. And then Loveland got one as well. Defensive side of the ball, leading in tackles. Actually, funny enough, Jalen Carley's was ours. Was a Bengal after the fact. Walker and St. Russell, 6 tackles, no TFLs. Sacks, you got 1 for Williams, 1 for Nolan, and then a couple halvesies there. Interception goes to St. Russell and Turner as well. The 2 new guys who we just brought in get the job done. And then let's see this Super Bowl, Chef Tom. We got the Giants. Who get the job here?
Oh, just destroyed them.
Yeah, look at this. 26 of 29, 2 touchdowns. Anthony Richardson, I will say, did not throw an interception in the playoffs. Just throwing it out there. He killed it.
He was responsible fully.
Ashton Jeanty, 114 yards and a touchdown. Absolutely killed it. Receiving, Jameson Williams, 91 for 2 touchdowns. Absolutely killed it here
Pittman's not there anymore. I was curious to see if we beat him in the Super Bowl, but no,
was not there.
Being...
Quay Walker led in tackles. Thompson and St. Rachel. TFLs went to Williams and Nolan. Sack here for Williams and Leitu. And then no interceptions on the other side. So, guys... Just a phenomenal team effort here across the board. You know, Chef Tom, what an absolute battle. But the job has been done. That is back-to-back Super Bowls. Raiders, Chef Tom, and the Colts. 6 seasons, the shortest we've been able to do it. Chef Tom, before we wrap this sucker up, let's give it one last look through on the lineup. Let's see if anybody moved up a dev trait, what the overalls were. So Anthony Richardson hit 97. Superstar X Factor.
Loveland, 99.
99, 96 superstar for G&T. Booty got up to 87. Williams up to 92. Pierce got his star factor back to 85. Carmona up to 90 at left tackle, 86 for Skoronski, 90 for JPJ, 83 for Harris, 83 for McLean. Absolutely stellar.
We just drafted that guy. That's incredible.
Wow. Capers, who we brought in to replace Devin Lloyd, ended up a 90 superstar X Factor. Caleb Downs got injured, was an 82 superstar. Williams got up to 86, our rookie. Absolutely love that. Quay Walker held at 86. Thieneman got up to 85. Williams got up to a 90. Nolan got up to 90 superstar. Leitu's up to 91.
Sweet.
And look at our corners,
These
man.
guys just came out.
92, 90, 87 for Turner, and Hayden, the rookie, got up to 80 in his rookie season.
That's mad. That is absolute madness.
So, guys, the Colts check back-to-back, like I said. Chef Tom bringing in the luck.
Checkmate.
A
Fucking checkmate.
huge shout-out to
mail
Chef
that
Tom
shit in.
for making this one work tonight. Again, guys, this is almost 2:30 in the morning now. We're getting this wrapped up right before Good Friday. So if you are watching this, you're probably going to be a couple weeks from now. So if you're watching the Raiders on Monday, that'll be Easter Monday. We shot that prior to. But because this is before Easter, happy Easter, guys. Happy Good Friday if you celebrate. If you don't, hopefully it's just a great long weekend. Chef Tom and I want to get this done before the long weekend to spend time with family. As you guys know, hashtag the dad years. So we do have to pivot and make things work. So shout out to our wives for letting us make tonight happen. We're going to enjoy some WrestleMania this weekend. We're going to enjoy some Maple Leafs playoffs. Chef Tom, next time you join us, what do you think? Are we getting into some baseball?
Let's see what comes of the next episode. Hopefully it's not as long before I make another appearance, you know?
Well, yeah, we're trying to make it work, guys. Like we said, we're going to make this work as our family will allow it to. We're still going to make sure you guys are getting one episode per week, and we got back-to-back bangers now with Super Bowl titles. I'll see where else we have to go. I do still have 2 guests that are going to be joining us, which I'm really, really excited about. Chef Tom knows who they are, but of course, I'm not going to drop it now. I'll leave it for you guys. They're long time best buds of the show, so I'm happy to have them come through, but Chef Tom, again, big thank you to our viewers. A thank you to you guys as well. We do appreciate if you stick through with us. Obviously, our content has changed. They're nice and long now. You got time to watch through them once a week, and hopefully you guys are watching it. Help us out. We're a small channel trying to grow again. 2 dads just doing our thing. Hit that like button on these videos to see if you can get the algorithm to push up our stuff. We're doing great content with great descriptions these days, thanks to ChatGPT. You guys also probably seeing I'm up in that thumbnail game, so we're trying to make this legit for you guys, so help us get there. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and just hope you guys are enjoying this content, and I'll say we're having fun doing it. Chef Tom has been awesome being back in the lab, if you will, bringing the MMC 2.0 back. Love the collaboration that you and I have had. Love the collaboration with Polar Bear Steve. He's been watching all the content. Even Captain Duck Dave, who's not a big football guy, has been watching the content, so I'm happy to see everything turn back around, and it's been a ton of fun, but I don't know how I got to music. Chef, I think we're going delirious. What do you have to say to wrap this up?
Nothing but love. Nothing but love. It's great to be back. One day at a time. We'll get through it. We'll get there. Guys, keep it rolling.
I'm rubbing the chef right now for the Colts luck.
Ooh.